Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. That's right. We are live because we do that every day. We're always live. I got a whole crew here with me. We are getting ready to rumble our weekly podcast. We're going to run you through the hot takes and we're going to fight about it. So tune in, stay here, and enjoy the show. Let's go. What is up, everybody? If you didn't know, this is the Wrestling for Life Network. We're always doing our live streams pretty much daily, most weeks, and we don't stop, folks. We grind through. And tonight, again, it's our weekly podcast. Like I said, let's rumble, and that's what we're going to do. So I can't rumble by myself. If you don't know, I'm every night CEEJAY White, the Iron Man of YouTube. To that side, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. CJ Brand is in the house. How are you, sir?
I'm doing ecstatic. I feel like Pat McAfee, signing that big ass deal with WWE. I feel great. So what do you say? I feel alive. Oh man.
And of course, we're joined right below me. We have the Baron of Banter, the Master of Mischief, the one, the only Big Nick Heyman. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic.
Nice.
Damn, that's it.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet for now. Gotta build up
And last and definitely not least, the troublemaker, the man of mystery, the Playboy Beanie, BJ Bubbles Johnson. Just lump all the names together. There you go, buddy. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing good. Quite a wild week in the world of wrestling. Some good, some bad. Some makes me want to tear my hair out and throw my phone. But that's what we're going to talk about.
Right?
You want to tear your hair out because of your favorite wrestler in the world is the new Money in the Bank.
Nah.
We're going to get into that, folks. We're definitely going to get into that tonight. Just quickly before we get rolling, Bailey's going to return. We start at a comment from Chris about Bailey.
Oh, God.
Wouldn't be a live stream without that.
Right. I hope you're doing well. Tiffany, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. It's good to see you. Stacy, thank you for being here as well. CJ Brand, welcome to the show. Thank you.
Hello, guys.
Hi. CJ, say hi to CJ.
Hello there, CJ.
Hello. How you doing?
CJ. That being said, just a quick note, Impact fans out there, we know there's sometimes an Impact live stream. We'll keep one eye on the TV as it comes on, but realistically, we're going to run through the podcast and just keep it that way. And we'll give you some updates on Impact next time. So tune in, enjoy the show, and we will go from there. But as much... no, that was distracting. As much as... that being said, if anybody's got any, sorry, I got completely popped. We're going to get this shit going once I learn to find my words. And like Will is worried, we're going to start the show right here.
Oh, of course.
Damn.
Austin Theory, new Money in the Bank holder out of nowhere, Will. What the fuck?
I know. I don't understand it, man. He starts off the night, okay? He's the United States champion. He loses to Lashley. And then it's advertised as a 7-man match. And then Adam Pearce is like, oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah. You know who's in the match? Freaking Theory. And I knew at that very moment, when that happened, that dude was going to win. And I was like, fuck sake. And he wins. And I'm like, Seth Rollins was right there. Riddle was right there. Zayn was right there. Oh, my God. I was so mad. Why, man? That's all I got to say is why. Out of everyone.
I heard an interesting fact today that the last winner of the Royal Rumble and now the last winner of Money in the Bank, both faced Bobby Lashley that same night, lost their championship to him, and then turned around and won either the Rumble or the Money in the Bank.
There's a pattern.
Wait, so
Yeah.
who fought Who last time? Who was that?
Lesnar.
Lesnar.
Oh,
Right?
oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
wow, double homicide. Damn.
Right?
Jesus.
Holy yeah.
It's the Lashley curse, man.
Yeah,
Fuck, I
Curse of
didn't even
Lashley.
realize that.
Wow. Yeah. Well, like I told you guys in the chat, Theory was even supposed to be in the match. Now,
Yeah,
like you said,
no.
Will, you said they promoted a 7-man, but if you go back, they had their 7 guys, but remember they had a qualifying match to add an additional 8th person for Kevin Owens and Ezekiel. But since that failed, they had to put Theory in. I don't know why they didn't put Ezekiel in instead. So I'm assuming that Ezekiel was going to lose that match.
He won the Battle Royal on SmackDown.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
None of it
have a
makes any
Corbin.
sense on why they chose Theory. Nothing makes sense.
Well,
I was
and do you
rooting for
even think that he
Madcap to
cashes
win
in
at that
on
point.
Roman?
They love this man. I don't get what they see in him. It's just
Vince
like,
sees him
man,
as the new
Austin
Cena.
Theory, I love him, man.
Yeah, Vince sees him as the new Cena.
Mm.
That's why we're getting that match.
That's the rumor. They expect to turn him babyface, and when he turns babyface, he's John Cena 2.0, and he's going to be the biggest babyface in history.
hell no.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to go ahead and let that stick go right now because I don't think it's going to work out at all. I just don't see a possibility of him being the next John Cena, regardless of that United States belt. He can't be the next John Cena. Like, I would not buy into him at all.
He's young, he's talented, he looks good.
He ain't talented.
Why
Where's the
He ain't
not?
talent?
talented at all.
Where's
his
the talent?
Kissing Vince's ass.
He just has some muscles, man.
He
Right.
has the muscles.
Barely got that.
He has the muscles.
Like I said, I think that if they do go the route of making him quote unquote babyface, I can't see them future endeavoring him once they realize that the crowd still hates that guy. Like, I think that
Or
he'll get the
NXT.
same Roman Reigns treatment. Like, you know how
that's
he was
exactly what
face
this
and we
is.
still hated that guy. Like, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to cut
This
that
is the
goddamn-
Roman Reigns push of Vince
No!
picks a guy and just says, we're going with him, regardless whether they love him
matter.
or hate him.
No matter
And that's
what.
the thing is, do you think that he honestly cashes in on Roman? Because I've started to see a lot more talk that maybe he cashes in like for the US title or does
I was thinking the same
something
thing.
on the NXT title, so, like just stays the hell away from Roman.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, because when he came out against Bobby, I was like, this
Yeah.
dude is finna cash in on Bobby. I can see him losing and then saying, screw this, I'm gonna cash in and roll his ass up and win.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see that happening.
I didn't lose.
Catch it on the US title.
You're like, what do you do? And he's like, it just happened.
Oh man, it's gonna be
No.
crazy. It's gonna be crazy as hell, honestly.
Like, I mean, when you look at the up and comers, I mean, you got Austin Theory, Braun Breaker,
Santos
So,
Escobar.
Seeds. Like, that's where Austin Theory is kind of the head of the pack right now. And my complaint is the way they did it. If they had put him in the mix, if he was involved,
Mhm.
then absolutely, he's got a shot at it. But we just watched this whole thing kind of develop, and all these guys make it, and Sheamus and fucking McIntyre beating the shit out of each other just to get in. Here comes
Yeah.
And it's
Everyone,
bad.
everyone won a qualifying match of some sort, but Theory loses and he gets a pass.
They got Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That man guy, he came in out of nowhere and just took the damn thing, and for some mystical reason, Ali was just up there frozen like a ghost.
Yeah,
That was
right.
the dumbest shit.
To this
ever.
day,
was
I
like,
thought that
dude.
was stupid. To
Oh
this
my
day,
God.
it's just like you could have unhooked it by the time he pushed those ladders.
You
and
could have
killed that
unhooked it,
cameraman.
gone down the ladder, ran, kicked Brock in the nuts and gone back into freaking gorilla by the time Brock got his ass
Right.
down there.
But you know who had the crazy? I think the two people that had the craziest Money in the Bank wins is Carmella because of
You do,
James
yeah.
Ellsworth, and then
Uh-huh.
also Nikki ASH. Nikki ASH had the
Otis.
stupidest victory in the world to me.
Oh, was she
all the
Corbin?
women.
Wait, or do you think that that's worse than Otis winning to where Corbin unhooked it and then like I think it was AJ hit him and he threw the briefcase and
Otis caught it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I laughed so
Yeah.
hard when that happened.
and
I
that
like,
was on
why?
top of Titan Towers. That
Yeah.
was
Oh, see, I refuse to watch that show. I refuse to watch that one. I
That
can't
was
see.
rough. Rough.
Yeah, because AJ still unhooked it, so he would have won. But no,
What?
Otis got it and he won.
That's
Yeah, that one was
crazy.
a
But
bit
yeah,
tough, right?
When Nikki SH won, I was so confused because it was like she just climbed up in the middle, all the women fighting. Oscar looking at the woman climb up there. I'm just like, bro, are y'all dumb or like what? Like Oscar, you got 2 arms and 2 legs. Use one of your damn legs to knock over the damn ladder. But
Use
no,
the Mister.
no.
Someone get her. No. But then she blew it, and it became like, well, she won it for a minute, and then they were like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
And they bait and switch the Cardona treatment.
Damn.
Like, fuck. But your point about Carmella, I mean, I still think that's one of the biggest blunders in WWE history.
Yeah, we got screwed here. We was in St. Louis watching that. I was there live, and we got screwed.
A man
we
is
were
the first
pissed.
ever winner of the women's Money in the Bank briefcase.
A man made history. Yeah.
Right.
James Ellsworth is the official winner of the Money in the Bank, the first one. Then they want to do a rematch on night 2. Like, what?
Right.
What sense does that make?
Yeah, so if you paid for that pay-per-view,
we
you
didn't
pretty
think
much got
this through
swerved.
and think of how everyone's going to react to this.
Just straight crazy. Like, we was like, bro, are you serious? Like, what a way to start the very first Money in the Bank by having a man grab the damn thing.
Yeah.
Pitiful. They're straight pitiful.
So what do you got? Since we were talking about young up and comers and everything, I've heard theory called pretty much the Sammy Guevara of selfies.
Yes, I heard that reference.
Right. So,
Sammy Guevara. I'm thinking you're talking about Ortiz for some reason.
I don't think they're even comparable.
You don't think that they're both just kind of heat magnets that just no matter what they do, that they're got the a punchable face. They're annoying. They're douchey. Yet they still wanted to be a baby face until they finally realized, yeah, no matter what, you're gonna hate them.
True.
That comparable.
I'm sure with Will, Theory has go away heat, like I know Sammy has with pretty much everybody at this point.
Oh yeah, definitely. If I see him on my TV screen, I'm just like, fuck this, I'm out.
That's how I feel about Drew McIntyre. I hate the guy. Like, I'm tired of seeing his ass on my screen. I simply just don't like him no more.
It's just like go to the bathroom every single time or just sit there on my phone. It's just like fuck Theory, man.
Fuck Theory.
But
now when he casts in, how you're gonna feel because you know it's coming.
Oh no!
And
did
you
guys see? Did you guys see when he was beating Bobby with the damn thing and then a damn case opened and nothing was in there?
I just saw that. I just saw that on TikTok, and there was nothing in there.
Oh my God, that was the dumbest Shazam ever. I'm like, are you serious? There's nothing in here. There's case. There's never case inside a case. Damn,
it's just the case,
right?
Well, that just goes with the line of wrestling blunders, like to where WCW had the Gold Digger match to where they had all the crates up on the poles in each corner, and the WCW championship fell out the bottom when Booker T won the match.
Yeah,
so he couldn't even hold it. Or in what was it? It was in TNA to where they had like the Feast or Fire ladder match to where there was a contract up on a clipboard, and then the clipboard fell off. So then it just became, fighting for nothing.
It's crazy.
The clipboard one was funny because they're standing there looking at each other like, what the fuck do we do now?
Right.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Well, and I mean, you kind of touched on it, so we can transition to that real quick and kind of tied into all this is we got part-time Roman. Roman's not supposed to be around. What the fuck does this mean? Like, are they killing everything they have built with this guy?
Yes and no. I feel like the one thing that to me is missing with this is if Paul was on TV more, or even Roman doesn't have to have a match, just have him on TV, have him backstage, like have him interact with Adam Pearce, have him interact with Sammy, versus it just always being the Usos. Like I get that they want to make him a special attraction and everything. But he's gone so much now at this point, and you already know, like, months in advance that he's not going to be there. So you're already set up to like, why should I care? Why should I tune in? Why should I watch? Like, and that's the sad part is that they haven't built anyone up on that level, but he
They were
needs to
trying
at
to.
least. Oh, they're trying, but everybody, the
They're
one person
failing.
that they were hoping to, tore his titty. So
Yeah.
I if they at least had Paul on TV a little bit, like when Brock was on and off TV, they at least had Paul come out every now and then for kind of a promo here or there. That would help string it along versus it's just always the Usos. Like the Usos
Right.
should have their own thing because they're also unified tag champs. Like they're supposed to be built up by being with Roman, not just, his henchmen.
Yeah. I don't. It's kind of hard of a situation for me to comment on because it's like, yeah, WWE they did miss the target, but at the same time, this may reflect on how like they be like, okay, how can we long term book when we have injuries like Cody that just happened? That's why we always gotta be on the fly. Maybe they already had a plan for Roman. They already had a long term plan for him, but instead, Cody is out now. Orton is out, and only other choice they got is for Brock. So why would you bring Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns to Extreme Rules and also SummerSlam, and then you already got another quote unquote big match for Drew and Roman at the Castle? So it's like it's too much. It is too much of Roman. So what I think they're doing is trying to protect him because they know all the eggs lay in his basket. So it's it's kind of a sticky situation, and this is why they probably promote like we can't long term book because we never know what's really going to happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I absolutely. Sorry, go ahead, Will.
Well, what I was gonna say was like I would be fine with it if it was one title he was holding, but he's holding both. He's holding both world championships, so it's like we're not getting a world champion on TV for either show, and which makes every single other feud, since they're not really building the Intercontinental or US titles really, well, they kind of are now, but not really, making them sort of pointless, like all of them are without a title, which means the stakes in each pay-per-view or premium live event rather, there's no stakes. You know what I'm saying? So Roman's out, and that's like, well, there's no world champion on TV, so why should we watch? And then they sit there and they wonder why their ratings are down.
Well, and part of that is it's not necessarily having him. Like, it's okay if he doesn't want to wrestle as much, but I think your champion has to have a presence.
Yes.
Right? To be completely gone, not talked about, not really anything, right? Like, for him to be gone is the problem. And then he just pops in and we're supposed to give a shit. Generally, that has never worked in wrestling.
But it's working for him, isn't it?
It just
it's like okay, The Rock he's away from TV, but once The Rock comes back, we're gonna talk about him. Same thing with Cena. When Cena's going away, we're gonna talk about him. Goldberg is going away. As soon as he come back, we're gonna give him shit. But at the same time, we're gonna enjoy his match.
Right? Like if Brock was the champion right now, and we hadn't
we've seen it with Brock though. We've seen Brock go away.
But people gave Brock shit about that.
Right?
Like I said, it would be one thing if Roman or Paul at least came on TV and at least, represented Roman, or if Roman was at least in a backstage segment. He doesn't have to have a match, just at least be backstage in his little bougie ass locker room.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is also a little bit of an indictment on WWE creative of like how Will talked about of like the US title and the Intercontinental title don't feel as big or as relevant. It feels like there's nothing to compete for. This is the time that they should be using to build those titles up, that they should be using to build someone that feels like a threat. It's Roman's kind of like Thanos, and you had those movies in between to where the Avengers kind of got their shit together and took on the little fucking minion villains versus before they went and took on the big baddie. So now is when WWE creative should actually kind of get their shit together and build some actual stars, build the titles that they have there and elevate them, make them actually mean something besides just their 10 pounds of gold.
But I mean, with Roman being gone, see, when anybody in the world becomes a person that can actually that can get past the bullshit, Like I'm the type of person I can get past the bullshit. I can get past because I don't. No matter what we want, we won't get it. So with Roman being gone and him having both belts, I look at it as this. This is a perfect time for us as fans to get fully invested into the Usos, Gunther or Walter, and then also Bobby Lashley or either Theory as well. And then on top of that, both women's championship belts. Now your biggest draw is gone. This is a perfect opportunity to see that. I think that it will work out in both favors. It will be like, okay, cool. Roman is going. Let me look at my viewership. Are my viewers going up? Are they going down? Are they staying about the same? How is it really going? And that's what I look at it. I'm like, well, shit, maybe this is what they're doing. And by far, July the 4th was the shittiest Raw they had this year. That averaged 1.5 million out of their normal 1.7 and 1.9 million. Yeah. So they had a very crappy show, but once again, it was a holiday, so maybe nobody was really watching it. Like me, I wasn't watching this show on the 4th, so who knows what's going on. But I mean, with Roman being gone, this is the perfect opportunity for us to get fully invested into Intercontinental Championship belt, United States Championship belt. Do they got the belt on the wrong person for the U.S. title? Me personally, I'm gonna say yes. I think Bobby on the one because it was July the 4th. That's what I think. Theory should have kept that title and kept fighting. That's why I mean, that's how you build him up. Now you got him as some Money in the Bank. Now it's like, okay, he has no other choice but to face Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam or whenever he wants to cash in. I would have kept him on the belt and kept him fighting more and more people. Where's Mustafa Ali?
100%.
Put his ass on main event. It doesn't matter. Put him somewhere because we need to be fully invested into him that way. Because when Roman comes back, if something does happen to Roman, I can still say, well, damn, we still got Theory on the show. We still got Walter on the show.
Yeah.
But until they get their understanding, they understand this is what they need to do, then we're going to be saying the same exact thing. Well, damn, where's Roman? We want Roman. Well, we can't get Roman because Roman is on his high horse. He doesn't need to be here every single day. Same thing. I think Nick, you may have said it. The Fiend. If the Fiend comes back, show up one time, go away. Show up another time, go away. That's what Roman is doing. But now we're hating it. So if the Fiend do come back, are we going to hate that too? Or are we going to accept his because he's a mystical creature apparently?
He's going to need some consistency, right? Like there has to be some level of pockets, right? Where you build into it. But I completely agree with you on the first part for 100% as far as, you are looking to build up all these other guys. That's how it always used to be. Like, oh shit, Shawn Michaels got hurt. Oh, Triple H takes over. We're good to go. Austin hurts his neck. All right, we got The Rock. Let's do this. Like, and now it's like, oh, Roman's out. Oh, fuck. Who do you got? Give me McIntyre.
Nobody want to see that. It's the same stick each and every time. But, and I'll say it again, I'm pretty sure all of us said this, split the titles back up. Or even like I said again, just a few moments ago, build the mid-card titles up. Let us look at those titles as the world champs for a second or whatever. It doesn't matter because at this point we're gonna keep getting the same thing. Roman's gonna come back for SummerSlam. He's gonna be on Raw or SmackDown for a couple other shows. He's gonna go away. We won't see him until Clash of the Castle. So it's just gonna be the same stick. And
just split them up or for God's sakes relinquish one of them and have a tournament or some sorts.
And I can truly feel that this is what's probably going to happen. Roman and Brock at SummerSlam. Roman, and then he's off for Extreme Rules. Clash of the Castle comes around, triple threat match. Roman doesn't get pinned, but Drew or Brock pins each other. And we just get some stupid crap like that. I can strongly see them doing an angle like that.
Yeah, and they're building Roman and Brock to be the last time they're ever gonna fight, and it's like, bullshit. When was the last time ever meant anything?
If this is the last time they're fighting, that means that we already know Roman is going to take the belts.
Exactly.
Well,
because we all know if Brock were to take them, we already know if Brock's gonna take them, then Roman's gonna go after them right after.
But why would you have your tribal chief? I'm sorry, did you say Roman's gonna go right after him?
Yeah, if Brock.
But why would you have why would you have the guy that's on God mode chase a title again?
I mean,
and that's where it will kind of kill his whole momentum because it's like, what the hell? But it's like, you'll kill your whole momentum like that.
Shit.
Oh my. But no, it's just like, you'll kill your whole entire momentum by doing that. Like, you can't make him lose the title, and then all of a sudden now he got to go chase after again. It would have been a difference though if he had the Money in the Bank briefcase and he was going for it. If Sammy had the briefcase and he gave it to Roman, then sure. That way he's not chasing. He's just simply coming out to beat your ass and get the belt back. Something like that.
Yeah.
So
I don't think we see Roman lose the belts for quite a while. But no, I do agree with your point, CJ, that I guess, granted, we kind of know WWE Creative just isn't going to actually invest in the mid-card titles unless we as fans and as an audience actually take the time and show them that that's what they need to focus on. Because I do like the whole groundswell behind like Liv cashing in and winning. The entire locker room's behind her.
Because she's passionate. She's passionate.
She gives a shit.
Right.
It felt like a huge moment. Like I said, I've watched the video to where they had the little camera on the desk where McAfee and Michael Cole were reacting to her cashing in, and they lose their goddamn mind. Like I think I said on the stream, it reminded me of one of those huge cash-ins, like when Ziggler cashed in, when Edge cashed in. One of those that it's a holy shit moment. And I do like that she's kind of going to be the face, it seems like, of the women's division, if not at least the SmackDown, because I don't know. Bianca seems kind of lukewarm to me. No one really seems to be super excited about anything she's got going on, but no one really wants to hate on her.
I think
is it Bianca or is it her opponents?
I think they're starting to really get sick of her. I think she's like starting to get a little stale.
Well, no, I think CJ has a point that it could be her opponents and everything.
I strongly think it's the opponents,
especially Carmella at Money in the Bank, man. Like no one thought.
No, but see, the thing is this: with Carmella, I'm invested into seeing Carmella go against Bianca again because we haven't seen Carmella fighting for a real champion. The women really don't fight. If they're fighting for those two belts, or either they're just fighting for the 24/7 belt. That's it. True. Why can't we have a normal women's match on the card? Think about it. When was the last time you've seen a one-on-one women's match that hasn't had anything to do with the WWE Women's Championship belts?
Right.
We haven't seen it in a long time. We haven't seen it in a long time. Now, AEW, they got that stuff on their show pretty much every single week. I mean, we're going to see two women facing for the belts. Not even for the belts, but just fighting just to fight because they're trying to get up in a ranking squad. But WWE, they're lacking in that. If I can have Tamina fight Natalya on the show and it means absolutely nothing to me, I'm fine because it's a match between two women just going out there and actually trying to prove a point like, hey, I'm doing this. If you're going to say we're going to have a match because we're trying to get ourselves up to the belts, that's fine. Don't show me the champion. Do not actually announce that you're trying to go for the belt. Just have a normal match like the men do each and every damn day. Have a normal match and go on about your business. Give me a real storyline between two women that does not have anything to do with either of those belts. And we're good.
They do. It just ends up turning out super sexist to where they just call either one of them has to be overweight, ugly, or have to be potentially, interested in the other there, or be sleeping with the certain person's father, like Dawn Marie and Tori Wilson. Like they just have to turn it super soap opera-y if they're not going for the championship. That's the problem is WWE, Vince and Bruce and the boys can't write from a female's perspective. So maybe now with Steph as the interim CEO, whether how much weight that actually carries, but now we've seen Johnny out and Vince supposedly gave up his position in creative. So we'll see if maybe I know I don't believe it for a damn second.
Me neither.
I believe Vince McMahon as far as I can throw him. But maybe we start to see more of a focus and more of a shift towards the women's division, because I think it might have been Lacey Evans that was talking about how a Evolution 2 pay-per-view, all women's pay-per-view is kind of necessary. So it's going to be interesting to see now with a woman at the head of the company, if maybe we start to see a shift, like you said, CJ, of having more feuds and more matches and everything and storylines that don't revolve specifically just around the title. Because I think that's kind of what's burned us out on people like Charlotte Flair, what's burned us out on people like Becky. Becky was amazing when she came back, and now we're sick of her because she can't do anything but go for the title. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know what? When they brought Becky and Dana out to fight, I was invested. I said this is going to be a normal match. But what happened? The 24/7 people came
title.
out. Becky lost that match for one. And then on top of that, Asuka came out and interrupted the match. Asuka and Becky are not even in a feud, if you ask me. They're just two women that are out there doing whatever the hell creative is telling them to do, just to do it for a paycheck. They have no rights to come out at this point. Or I'm sorry, they don't have any direction when they come out. Yeah, reasoning to come out. It's dumb as hell. And it bringing up the point, like, that's why I can side with Sasha Banks at this point, because it's like, okay, I walked out because you guys can't treat us properly. The tag team division was the shittiest division in WWE history to me, and it's always going to be the shittiest.
What happened to that tournament that was supposed to happen?
Exactly. Where's the tournament at? You got NXT women fighting right now for their belts. Why didn't y'all just keep all the damn titles together? We could have seen the Raw. We could have seen NXT girls on Raw, NXT girls on SmackDown, or was it because of the Fox and USA deal? We would never truly know, because it's much deeper than what we can only see. Like I said, you remember Fox, they canceled the damn unification match for the tag titles apparently. Right. So it's like, is that what's going on behind the stage? How come we just don't get all the WWE on the same damn network at this point? Fox ain't got shit to do with WWE anymore at this point, because you can literally watch 2021 version of WWE, and you can tell the biggest difference between that year and this year. Where the hell did the AK cameras go? Where the hell did all the sports shit go? We're not even promoting sports in WWE anymore. The show isn't even revolving around sports. It's revolving around straight gimmicks. That's why we had the biggest people on SmackDown. We had Ronda Rousey. We had not Drew McIntyre. What's his name? Brock Lesnar was on the damn show. We had Roman Reigns on the show. They are the
specifically requested people. They requested The Fiend. I've said that a million times over. The WWE needs to go to Fox. Absolutely, 100%.
Fox will get them straight. Easy.
Oh, absolutely. And especially, too, if they had Monday Night Raw, and then they could actually use that. Fox could use their NFL ties to promote Monday Night Raw, to at least kind of halfway compete with Monday Night Football, because that's the whole reason Monday Night Raw exists. So if they're on something that at least has an NFL tie, it brings them up like a bit, and it makes them seem a bit more legitimate, and Fox is going to put them into that prime slot.
Yep. So I mean, it's strange, man. I don't know. I would love to see WWE full on go onto Fox, just for the simple fact Fox already said we don't want no gimmicks on our show. We want wrestling.
They want to treat it like a sport. That's what they put out there. It's Fox Sports. They put out sport.
Yep, and that's exactly what we need to see, but we can't. I mean, now granted, people say that SmackDown is worse than Raw now, but it's crazy. Last year, SmackDown was literally the best fucking show to watch besides NXT. So It's like, what happened? Everything just went over, but it shows you that WWE only cares about that red brand. They don't care about SmackDown, nor do they care about NXT. They want their flagship show to be the best show, but it's really not the best show. 3 hours of gimmicks and storylines and crap ass wrestling and 24/7 people running around. That's not entertaining to me at all. This is showing me that your flagship show is a clown show. It's a complete shit show. So what the hell is going on? 2 hours.
But is that because of Vince?
I can't say it's because of Vince. It's because of his whole entire posse.
Yeah,
Vince, Bruce, and John Laurinaitis, and whoever the hell else he got in his group. Dumb people right there. His interview he did with Pat McAfee said, I don't do it from my heart. I do it because it's a business thing. That's the issue right there. That business lingo is what's pissing me off, because Fox gave you this amount of money. They said we don't want gimmicks, but yet you still say, oh, it's my show. I'm going to put gimmicks on my show because it's my show. Why are you doing that? Fox WWE SmackDown was the best damn show. It had the biggest ratings. It had more ratings than Raw had in the whole year. Like,
even on this channel, SmackDown.
What happened? It makes no sense.
Because Vince is still stuck in the old business models. He's still stuck in what worked in the 80s and the 90s. And
I don't know if that's true anymore.
And see, that's what I don't think it's true. I think we are way beyond that old business model. This stuff that we're seeing right now is something totally different that nobody can grab. Hold on, this shit is some true circus bull crap that you would never think a fucking 60-year company can pull and still get the same amount of clout that they're getting.
Mhm.
They're only getting this clout because, like you told me when we was arguing about AEW, because they've been around for 60 fucking plus years. That is the only reason why. AEW's I guarantee if AEW does the shit that WWE does, their ratings is going to drop all the fuck way down. They're going to get canceled
yeah.
before years
They're
even
gonna
out.
get a shit ton of criticism.
That's
I've
the
said it
thing. I
before.
mean, this is more than just like the default argument is, oh, it's the old school guys trying to do it the old way, the way they used to, but they're not even doing it. Like, even Doink the fucking clown had a storyline. Like, even he had something that mattered and didn't fuck with the same person every day, every week, every show forever and ever. No, they put him in different angles. Like, even your mid card and low guys had something. So I think the default argument is, oh, they're just out of touch, or it's the old guys making it. But I think it comes down to, like, legitimately, this is about money. And like you said, it's a business thing. It's Nick Khan in a nutshell. Over the last couple of years, with Nick Khan involved, they maximize their profit, $1 billion. Beautiful for them. And that's what it doesn't matter. Why would you change something that just made you $1 billion? Our argument as fans is, if you did it right, you might make $2 billion. But they don't seem to give a fuck. All it is here, give me 2, 3, 4, 6 people to fill this time slot so we can have 7 commercials.
Yep. And like you said, Nick Khan even said, I think he was talking to Arya Devon or something like that. He even said if he could, Raw, him. Sorry, I can't think his real name. He said he would take Raw and make it a 4-hour damn show if he could.
Oh, for God's sake.
So it just shows you. It just simply shows you not all money is good money, because I'm personally on the edge. I'm just like, I don't know about WWE, and that's why I hate doing Mondays at this point, because it's 3 hours, and maybe the first hour can kind of sort of be okay.
Yeah,
but
the first hour.
That second hour, I feel like I've already been here for fucking 14 hours. The third hour, I'm just like, bro, what the hell am I watching? Right. You go from wrestling to a complete disaster.
But it's because they can get away with it. Now, when you think pro wrestling, you think WWE. They're like the Band-Aid of companies. Like, you don't think elastic bandage, you think Band-Aid. You think pro wrestling, you think WWE.
True.
So that's why they, like you said, kept bringing up about with the 60 plus years. So they feel that they're established enough now that it's point proven. They can put out bullshit that out there, and people will still buy in. They'll still be a viable option. They still draw attention. They still draw money. So it's unfortunate, but they're kind of in the method. They're in that just super capitalist mindset of just, fuck it. This is making money right now. It's not about actual entertainment. It's about what lines my pockets.
And shareholders. That's all they give a fuck about.
Oh, yeah.
You really think a bunch of internet fans and a bunch of wrestling fans are running around bitching about their company? No, because someone's still buying the tickets. Somebody's still showing up. Someone's still giving them the ratings. And like I said, even on a YouTube channel that covers wrestling, you'll see, Monday night we'll do like really strong numbers. Friday night we'll kill it. Wednesday, not quite the same, right? Even last night, we're happy with the numbers as far as how they go, but you see the difference.
It could be way bigger.
Yeah, you see the difference. Bigger.
Money in the Bank blew up. We haven't had anything AEW because the fan base is smaller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all a disgrace, unfortunately. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Fox says we're pulling Monday. I mean, we're pulling SmackDown from our stuff. I wouldn't want to keep it. I don't care about the ratings. You guys can't listen to us. You can't give us what we need. So therefore, see you later.
But now with this whole change and Vince having to step down, and Steph right now is the interim CEO, and potentially Hunter takes over, obviously, because they're married, or, it is very Game of Thronesy, and now Steph, Hunter, and Nick Khan all kind of partner up, and we get a actual new vision of WWE. We've seen what Hunter can do with NXT when it was the black and gold brand. Obviously, Nick Khan's amazing at making money. He's turned over profit. Granted, it cost a lot of wrestlers a lot of careers. I'm not trying to downplay that, but he's got a business mind, and he's going to look at it from a financial perspective. And then Steph's got the McMahon attachment to it. So that's even what we talked about of why she got put in that position to begin with, because A, she's Vince's daughter, and B, she's got that McMahon name, and stockholders and shareholders, that stock would have tanked if for the first time in, I think, since inception, a McMahon was not the CEO of that company.
Ever.
I'm gonna say this, and going back to the business mindset, Stephanie I can be the CEO of any company. And it's just the same thing with the president of the United States. I can be the president all I want to, but at the end of the day, my people that's behind me, meaning as in my board, they are running this company. I'm just the face, but they are running this company. So since my board sees that Nick Khan and Vince McMahon and whoever else was helping them already made billions of dollars or $1 billion from whatever they did this year, and let's say for instance, I come back and say, nope, I want to destroy all this shit. I want to go back to what we did the previous year. They're going to be like, no, we're not doing that because loss in revenue. And then on top of that, why would you go back to something, or why would you try to fix something that's not broken?
But the board is investigating Vince.
It doesn't matter that they can investigate him all they want to, but it's about that money. That's,
right, but
that's
so if that's the guy that was making you money, why would you want to investigate him and kick him off?
But who said Vince was making the money? It's not just Vince, though. You got to think about that too. Like I said, Vince is the chairman; he's the CEO. However, his board is really running WWE. Also,
so
Vince
this is
all
just a power play from Nick Khan. He's
he's
just doing the tower mode. I thought that as an option. It's just the tower mode. You know, he's knocked off Shane. He's knocked off, Hunter. Now he's knocked off Steph. Now he's taking out Vince.
I'm telling you, like, I there was an example when I was back in school. I was actually studying something for business related, and I had to talk about Apple. They had a situation where they had a board member or their chairman. They voted his ass out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So it's stuff like that. I can be the owner of my company all I want to, but at the end of the day, if my board doesn't mess with me no more, they have all rights to kick me out. Literally,
well,
they have all the rights to kick us out.
In Vince's case, they have to find probable cause or reasonable grounds to remove him, like the misappropriation of funds.
No, he stepped
down.
That's
why this investigation matters, because
they have a good reason.
Yeah, no, they need to stick it to him. That's why they're investigating, because he has.
What's the reason?
The reason to move him out?
Yeah, what's the reason? Give me a good reason. Why would you move Vince out?
I don't know. The shit that's going on with him right now. Yeah.
Wait, I didn't hear it. Y'all both talking at the same time.
No,
the shit that's going on with him right now. The reason why he's stepping down.
What? Just because he paid somebody up the gave somebody hush money.
The issue with that is that because she did receive a raise from the company versus the hush money from Vince. And they had WWE, because it's a publicly traded company, has a fiduciary right to shareholders. They need to
big ass word
invest and because they control the asset, that they need to invest that money and treat that money, for what invest for bleh.
You're not allowed to give someone a raise when it's not your bank, and it's
they're supposed to do what's best for business. To quote Hunter's favorite line.
But that's Vince's company. He owns a majority of the shareholders.
It's still a publicly traded company.
I don't give a shit.
The stockholders do.
So when did this all happen? Like what year? Was it this year, last year?
2 years ago, I want to say.
2 years ago.
Okay, so 2 years ago, that was 2019. We didn't have any budget cuts in 2019, right?
We had some.
We had some in 2020, right?
2021.
2020. It's 2022.
I take 2 years because we're still in 2022, so I said 2019. That was on me. Right. So if it was 2020, depending on what month it was, I could have got a raise for anything, honestly. I mean, yeah, you can say, okay, I gave you $3 million. I wanted to see exactly when this happened, but to get to your point and make a long story long, KJ,
that's my line.
Right, KJ is lying. I don't think that Vince should be fully out. I think that there should be a stipulation. A consequence is Vince, you can come back, but John Laurinaitis, he can't come back. And the reason I say Johnny can't come back is because a portion of that money seemed like he probably gave 1.5 to you to shut up, and then also I'm gonna give you another 1.5 for you to stop talking about John Laurinaitis as well. That's why John Laurinaitis, they say he stepped down, but he's not coming back. I can guarantee that he's not gonna come back. If he comes back, it would be a waste of time.
The women's locker room already felt uncomfortable about him, and then now you add this on top of that.
No, they love John Laurinaitis. You're talking about Bruce Pritchard. They don't like Bruce Pritchard at all. Yeah,
I
they
thought
like
the
Bruce
women's was
Pritchard.
uncomfortable with John.
Wait, no, I've been hearing that John is somebody
heard
that
it was
people can
Johnny.
talk to. They said that John is somebody you
No,
can
it's
talk to
Johnny.
and actually
Johnny's the
listen.
one that's sitting there hiring female superstars out of swimsuit catalogs and bra and
Wait,
panties.
I thought that was
Yeah, out of like
No.
volleyball
Wow, okay.
games and like women's basketball or some shit like that. You know,
Wait,
bikini
they're
models.
completely different things.
Bruce is just the one that comes up with crappy gimmicks. Like he wanted to give Kane a cape.
They wanted to give FTR like those little like leprechaun jumpsuits.
Oh, see, I was okay. So somebody got misrepresentation on some damn notes. Then what I heard in the report, I think it was actually on PWI perhaps, or I may have been hearing somebody else's podcast, but they said that Bruce is the person that they don't want to see in that position for the talent relation because they can't talk to him. Bruce, I know I'm right. Fuck that. They said Bruce. If you talk to Bruce is talking to Bruce is just like talking to Vince McMahon. One ear goes.
It is because he's wedged in his ass, so you pretty
They
much have
both
to
suck.
both of them at the same time.
How about
But
that?
Yeah, they all
I
care
was
about the
told-
money.
But I was told that when people talk to Johnny, they can go talk to him and he will listen to them. Doesn't mean it's going to
Because
get
Johnny's a
done.
creep. Johnny wants to get up close and do the Tony Khan hug.
People power.
Ah,
That's crazy. So the conduct happened at least, it says March the 30th. I don't know what year, unfortunately, but okay. So yeah, if you say March 30th of 2019 or 2020, that was at the start of COVID.
Mhm.
So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I understand. That's the only thing I can guarantee they're probably investigating him on is why did you give her a $200,000 raise? We don't care about the $3 million because the $3 million is probably his own
It's
personal
yours,
money.
yeah.
Right. That's his
So-
personal account. He can do it. It's like when he bought the XFL, it was out of Titan, whatever, his own little private bullshit.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's weird, yo.
Yeah.
I'm more invested into knowing when this whole scandal actually started and that's the only reason they can't investigate him is why the hell did you give $200,000 away out of our money?
Right? I mean,
Now-
how good of a job was she doing to get an additional, $100,000, $200,000?
Right.
Exactly.
And then to bring
Do
this
something
point of the
strange
actual
for a little
topic,
piece of change.
it says, will Triple H make it all better? I'm gonna give it a flat out no.
Nice. Why?
He can't run all 3 shows.
No. I don't think
It's
he
gonna
will.
be hard.
That'd be way too much on his plate.
But now, so we've thrown this theory out there before. I know we've mentioned this at least a couple of times on some of the shows. So what if Hunter's in charge? Like, say if he's the CEO per se, and Paul
Stephanie.
Heyman is head of creative.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's still gonna be too much.
Yeah.
I told KJ this too on a Raw show, I think, or maybe one of these podcasts. I got 3 shows. I got between about 7 hours of content that I put out on a weekly basis. That's 3 hours Raw, 2 hours SmackDown, and 2 hours on the other show. So that's what's that, about 7 hours, right? So in that case, I personally will need 4 people to help me run creative.
Oh, I'm not saying that
that's-
there wouldn't be a whole creative team. I'm saying, but you have Paul as the figurehead, as the the buck
But
stops here guy on creative.
But he can be okay. So in that case, that means Paul needs to be. Paul will have to be the head of creative, and then Paul Levesque will have to be head of creative. Then Paul Heyman will have to be the
Right.
EVP of creative. That was on me. I
Yeah.
was talking about 2 different balls.
It won't be just like Triple H trying to pull a Tony Khan. And obviously Stephanie's in that CEO role, and maybe they do well enough that she stays. She loses interim as a title, but overall, you look at Triple H getting involved, someone like Paul Heyman more involved, instead of guys like Bruce and Johnny Ace and Vince. There is optimism that they can do it, that they can give us some good shit.
Yeah, but for how long though? I'm afraid that.
Could you imagine?
I'm afraid that them 3 people are going to turn into Vince McMahon and Johnny Ace and Bruce Pritchard. And the reason why I say this is because they've been doing it for so long. Nick, yes, they do need a creative team. Okay, I got the main 3 people. I got Triple H. I want Triple H back on NXT. I want Paul Heyman to exclusively run SmackDown only because his guys, that's SmackDown, that's Roman Reigns show pretty much. Then I need Stephanie McMahon run Raw. Why? Because you can still follow your father's footsteps. Make that a shit show. Do what you want. We don't care about Raw. I care about
she can still
SmackDown
run the
NXT.
flagship show.
I care about SmackDown NXT. Bring Shane McMahon back. Make him the face of Raw. Make him the new general manager. Scrap that AP. Give me Shane McMahon back. We know for a fact
Yeah.
if Shane, if it was running Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, and also Paul Heyman, I would be invested in them 4 people to run
I'd
the
be
whole entire
way
WWE.
more interested.
But that's what we could have happen now. That's what I'm saying, though.
Oh yeah, if we got them 4, hell yeah. But I need them 4. I don't want 3. I need them 4.
The only thing, Shane, I question very much, because if the whole rumors about with the Royal Rumble and everything, like, that was atrocious, having him like in the final 4 of the Royal Rumble and all of that. So
but
if
why
that's
is it
the
wrong
type
for
of
me
Shane
to want
McMahon that we're getting, then you can miss me with that. But I still think that if we get at least, even if you want to throw Nick Khan in there, at least for business sense, because I do feel like we kind of need that new blood, at least in.
Yeah, but wrestling blood.
No, but Nick Khan, do you guys really think that Nick Khan has stuff to do with creative? Or he just
I'm not
in the
talking
background
just
of
creative.
finance?
I'm talking as, like, if you're going to build like the power structure, like the power
okay.
group of in charge of WWE, because it wasn't just Vince. We know about Johnny Ace, we know about Bruce, we know, there was other people involved. So I'm talking about a collective that would be in charge. However you want to divvy up power, responsibility, whatever, go for it. Because I think HBK might be doing all right on NXT, especially if he only had to answer to Hunter. So then that works.
So going back to what they did before. But okay, let me ask you this. Whenever Triple H officially takes back over, or if he already did, do you guys want to see a return of the black and gold, or do you guys just want to keep the rainbow NXT we got right now?
No, let's pull it up. Go, Will.
Black and gold all the way. Take it way more seriously.
So, but the thing is this though, and I sadly I side with Vince and them to change the colors of the show. I think that because you got black and gold. People are saying that the black and gold stuff reminded them of Ring of Honor back in the day, or current Ring of Honor, something like that, because it's too dark. It's a dark show. That when you think about WWE, you don't think about the dark shit about anything dark.
That's what you want from that show, right? You want it to be different than the other 2 shows. You don't just want a shittier version.
But we already got that. We already got that though. We got AEW now, which they're black and
gold. But that's their competition.
That's the main reason. But that's the main reason why they got that change. That's what I'm saying.
I will say this might mark this down. Sorry, I'll go first real quick.
Yeah.
Mark this down. This might be one of the few times I actually fully agree with CJ on something, because to me, if we go back to the black and gold, then you can instantly compare it right to their competition. It instantly makes you think of their competition. Then I think now because they've gone so far away from that, they have to stay there now. Yes. Otherwise they bring in that comparison.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck right now. You're in a bit of a pickle because you abandon that. Now, I think if they would have stayed the course and stayed the black and gold brand and had, because like your point, CJ, that comparable was there, but NXT was first. We already loved the black and gold brand. So AEW comes in with a little bit of gold, a little bit of white, a little bit of black. They splash in a little bit of green. But nonetheless, you get these 2 brands that are kind of gritty, grimy, indies. And they went colorful, bright, big LEDs. Now it just looks like a smaller version of Monday Night Raw. And that's where people were like, fuck, we lost all that feel. Now what do? And your good point is, you can't just go back to black and gold because you gave that spot away.
Yeah. Well, and it's crazy. I'm looking at all the ratings right now for 2020 NXT. NXT ratings weren't not that bad. I mean, they had a lot of 600,000 plus viewers. They even hit 1 million viewers on September the 18th. I'm sorry, 18th to 25th. They had 1 million viewers on the show. Now, I'm not for sure if that was the debut, but that was in 2019. So it could have been a re-debut perhaps. But I mean, their viewership has been stellar to me personally. Now, since we have the NXT 2.0, the viewership has dropped a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
So, the colors can be a lot, but I mean, they're still in the 600 range. But I mean, the lowest rating I see on here is 400K.
Mm-hmm.
And NXT Black and Gold never hit a 400K. They always have 500K up.
They had good feuds, and they were interesting, and they had a lot of amazing people. So that could have played a huge factor. Now it's just mostly
Wrong way.
entertaining.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. But could you do could you use the same colors and everything now, but just have better stories and everything, which
That's
is
it.
what
Yes.
made NXT Black and Gold.
Then I
We're
would have been
talking
fine with it.
colors. Sorry, we'll go.
I said I would have been fine with it if they just kept it the way that it was on Black and Gold, where there were better storylines, and it doesn't have that stupid high school feel where it's like, hey, you looked at me the wrong way in the hallway, let's fight, you know, or it's
But
like
does
you're
anybody
sleeping with
on-
my boyfriend, back
Right.
room, 3:00.
Well,
Like,
we're
Does
talking-
anybody on 2.0, will anybody on 2.0 right now meet the black and gold standard?
Braun, maybe Solo. Grimes.
Solo is the only person. Solo and Cameron Hayes.
I think Carmelo's good.
Carmelo,
Carmelo,
yeah,
Carmelo,
he's
yeah,
definitely
absolutely.
good.
Now we're
I'm
talking
talking
a lot about the branding, the colors, the brightness, the blah 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 blah. But the truth of the matter is, I think they lost their viewers when the wrestling, like Will said, became fucking. You know, we got a girl in pajamas. We got who used to be an ancient, sorcerer. Who,
I'm still surprised about that.
An ancient god, you
But,
know.
but could that be
dark-
because like CJ said, how NXT before NXT Black and Gold was pretty much just Ring of Honor light, because a lot of those guys were from the indie scene, like with Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole. You can just rattle off the names: Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode. Just so many
All
guys
of
that were
Undisputed
already
Era.
established stars.
Right.
Versus now
All
we're
of
getting a lot of athletes and a lot of outside of professional wrestling
his bullshit and
personalities coming
stupid.
in that have never really been in front of an audience, haven't worked too many matches. So maybe that's why they kind of need to have the little bubble wrap, bubblegum feel to it.
I don't mind them. Like, you got to remember, that's WWE's MO. Take what other people are doing and then do it on a better level. And I feel like where people make that comparison with ROH, but once you got all these indie darlings into that building and put that production behind it and that feel behind it, and they gave us things like TakeOver. You'd never get like a TakeOver level event from Ring of Honor. So it was like your fucking, the indie fans' wet dream of like, oh shit, like,
oh yeah, it was a super indie.
right? Yeah. So I think they had something there and they abandoned it because, again, lack of confidence, poor creative. But with the change, you lost the quality of wrestling.
But you know what? You know what's crazy? And I think it was in oral sessions with Renee. She was talking to, I know, right? She was talking to what's his name? War Games guy. What is his name? It's on the tip of my tongue.
William Regal.
William Regal. It was on the tip of my tongue. I can't think about it.
War
Because
Games.
we're talking about so much.
Blood and guts.
He said NXT needed this change. He said it himself. Could you think about it? They done did this for a couple years. What was left for them to do on the Black and Gold with Hunter being gone?
Right.
There was
Well,
nothing. That dream would have been dead. I'm happy they killed it with, I'm happy they killed it and brought something else back, because since they killed it, since Vince killed it and he didn't continue doing it, that Triple H legacy has been officially sealed. It's been locked up. We will always remember that. We would never say, oh, Triple H had this last couple shows. That shit was shit. No, Vince killed that. He said, "No, you about to see a difference right now."
Yeah.
So Triple H, his legacy, and Shawn Michaels' legacy, and whoever else is helping him, that shit is sealed in a box. We can put that in the past now, because we're gonna always go back and look. I still watch NXT takeovers to this damn day.
Oh,
just because
it very changes itself. It got cut off so short that it's always gonna be good. It's never you never had that down run.
Man, it's crazy as hell.
Just real quick note for the fans out there who do tune in sometimes. I do have in the background, and we got Alan Angels coming out to the ring to take on Speedball. That's
isn't that for the X Division?
Yes.
Yeah.
X Division title is on the line.
Yeah.
The new X Division champ, Mike Speedball, is going against Alan Angels, and he got a big pop when he came out. So, just to give everyone an update, not that we're going to dive too far into it, but it is there for the fans.
But what does that say though about with AEW, that a guy who they decided they didn't need to try and renegotiate a contract with that was spending most of his time on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation.
And being the elite or whatever the hell it is.
Right. That now he leaves AEW and has kind of the AEW rub and can jump to Impact and is already competing for the X Division Championship.
Good
Is
for
it
him.
just that they burn through matchups, or is that he legit AEW rub?
I think it's just how big their roster is. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus
thank you,
Christ.
Will. Thank you.
They have so many people.
Yes.
Like, remember, like, I'll keep using this as an example. Ruby Soho, Andrade El Idolo. Christian Cage was forgotten about until this massive heel run after MJF and CM Punk were gone. You know?
Well, so you're telling me that guys that are on AEW Dark right now, if they will leave, like Marco Stunt, Joey Janela, that they can go into like Impact.
Oh, Joey Janela's already big,
rub.
man. But
Joey's big on himself on fucking fire.
Yeah, they could be in a walking disaster.
No, fuck that. Did y'all see? Y'all seen the video I sent y'all, right?
him.
Y'all seen the viewership? I mean, the video I sent you guys earlier, right? With the guy in Japan setting his damn stomach on fire and then setting the whole damn arena on fire.
And then you have the death match that we saw and everything, to where they're just jabbing each other with light tubes and stupid shit like that.
Oh
like,
my god,
that's some Joey Janela stuff.
I would never watch GCW.
That I'm
telling you that now. I would never in my life watch GCW. After I seen that shit, I don't want to see that on my screen. I don't care. I don't give a hell. They not even doing
to see that on my screen.
You want to see somebody?
There's deathmatch wrestling, and then there's just absolute garbage, like New Jack with a pizza cutter type wrestling.
Yeah, well,
I can do a pizza cutter, but I can't do it.
But I want to see, at least blood. That's
Will, the dude was gushing fucking blood. It's a certain type of way. If you're gonna do blood, you need to stick to the damn original way to do blood. No. I don't want to see this. This dude was gushing fucking blood out his arm.
Okay, see, that's not good though, and that's like CCW's in this weird place where they got guys showing up and having really good wrestling matches, and then the next match is people stabbing each other to death,
fucking dying. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to see that on my screen.
Did ECW kind of set the bar so high, and that we're all like, no, hear me out, that we're from that generation of we're kind of numb now to seeing X amount of table spots and 10 chair shots to the head, that now we get these giant extreme situations. Like AW tried to do an exploding ring match and damn near just got sparklers.
The exploding sparkler match.
We have GCW with like light tube matches and shit like that. We have XPW came back, has risen from the grave. We're getting all these hardcore death matches now, in part because AW does a lot of super gimmicks. Everything's a Texas death match. We've got a exploding ring match. We've got an Anarchy in Arena match.
And now they're wondering why everyone in AEW is getting injured.
Yep.
Like, Jesus Christ, the amount of people.
See, but I'm fine. I'm fine with that type of wrestling. I'm fine with seeing all these table spots because I'm getting used to it. I mean, like I wasn't around during the ECW days. I'm not gonna go watch an ECW match because I can see it on AEW each and every goddamn week. So why would I go back and watch ECW? When I got it on TV. So it's like that type of stuff. And it's nothing wrong with the spots. It's nothing wrong with being extreme. But what GCW allowed to happen that day was beyond wrestling. That was beyond any type of sports. That was straight up the two guys in the ring. The guy, I would say the white guy, he was about ready to kill that fucker. I don't know their name, so that's why I have to say white or black guy. It was a white and black guy in the ring, but that motherfucker was about to kill him. Like, he was gushing fucking blood out, and he wasn't stopping.
But that's that's why I'm saying shit's kind of gone too far, that now we're so numb to even the stuff that we see on AEW, like the blood and the
have you ever seen somebody get stabbed with a damn light tube and fucking gush blood out there on live TV?
No.
Have you ever watched New Jack?
Yes.
I wasn't around that time. That's what I'm saying. That's
why I'm saying though. If you look up New Jack, this is kind of par for the course for deathmatch.
The thing is, Nick, you can't keep bringing up the old shit because that's a different era. We're not in that era anymore.
No, I'm just saying that garbage is still garbage. I'm not discrediting. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm just saying
put
it's
a bow tie on a pig. It's still a pig.
No, trust me, Nick.
I said put a bow tie on a pig. It's still a pig.
Right. So when you're talking about who is New Jack is the guy that had fucking forks where stabbing people in the eyes and shit, this and that. I
Yes.
seen the clip when he passed away. I seen that shit and I didn't like that at all. Even Impact, I think Impact did some shit like that before. They stabbed the guy in the fucking eye. I wasn't fucking with that. I don't want to see that. That's, to me personally, that's not sport, that's not entertainment, and it's not professional wrestling. Professional wrestling is strictly what I see on AEW or either in New Japan. The shit that Impact does and the shit that GCW has been doing, or Impact did back in the day. I don't know if they're doing it now, but the shit the GCW is doing is beyond wrestling. That shit there is beyond. It's not even wrestling. I can't even include that into wrestling.
Well, I think what changes a lot is the fact that you have GCW's always like companies like GCW. I mean, even Louis pointed out CZW. There's other companies that have been around that do this crazy shit.
Oh yeah, CZW.
Right, but GCW found a way to get themselves some eyes. Like Cardona shows up, Moxley shows up, all these guys start showing up, and now we're actually, instead of these assholes just in some basement or in a backyard trying to kill each other, what we saw, I don't know if you've seen it, but the clip of Nick Cage, who, you know, almost died. He split himself open so bad that he almost died, and they had to beg him to get on the helicopter because he still wanted to do his death match. Wow. That's fucked. But now we're getting to see it all the fucking time. And we all agreed it was fucking gross. Like, to just take it and stab him and then, oh shit, he's bleeding out. Yeah, probably don't do it. Probably.
Well, it's everybody trying to keep that ECW flame alive. Like, we even saw it in ECW till where, and I know I'm bringing up the old stuff, CJ, forgive me.
No, you're good.
But it's like when Sabu, and I can't remember exactly who it was. It might have been Balls Mahoney or the Sandman had a barbed wire match, or it might have been Terry Funk, and he literally tore his whole bicep, and they literally had to like duct tape it and everything so he could finish the match. So this whole garbage match wrestling bullshit has been going on for quite a while, and it just is ever since ECW died out. They've kind of always wanted to keep that name alive. Now, don't get me wrong, I will watch an Extreme Rules match. I will dip my toe into the death match stuff, but when it gets into, you know, pizza cutters and light tubes and all of that shit, it's just, that's not wrestling anymore. Like CJ said, that's a spectacle. And that's a bit like I worried when WWE was doing the whole eye for an eye match and everything during the
pandemic
Thunderdome era. But they were kind of getting into that, okay, we're going more circusy shtick than we are actual professional wrestling.
I don't know, man. I'm not watching GCW. They ruined it for me. I don't give a hell who they bring back. You can bring guys like Mox. I don't even like Mox at this point. He bleeds too damn much for me.
He bleeds too damn much.
I mean, come on, Will. If you watch AEW the past few weeks, this dude has been bleeding for the past 2 months.
You know how many?
When is it enough?
He bled from a clothesline.
Yeah. Like, his forehead must be so damn soft that you could poke it and it can bleed.
And it's stupid as hell. Like, I don't understand it. And that's why it's like, I'm not complete shitting on AEW, but that's kind of why we still got WWE fans, because me personally, when I have my kid and my kid is watching a show, we never watch AEW. We strictly watch WWE on Fridays when I can't be here. We're watching SmackDown. Why? Because it's still it's a family show. Compared to AEW is a show where guys like us, we're supposed to be linked up on a couch drinking fucking beers, eating pizza or whatever the hell we want to, and enjoying blood. That's what we want. That's what us adults should be doing. But when my kid is around me, we do not watch AEW. No. Why? Because I don't want to see my kid see somebody bleeding on live TV right now. He's too young. When he gets 18, do it. Do it all. There you go.
I do kind of like that as different strokes for different folks, though.
Absolutely. Just breaking news real quick. Speedball did take the W over Angel. So Angel's jobbed out, even though it was a big deal that he's here.
Wow.
There you go. But you were saying, Nick, about AEW.
No, I just like that. It's kind of like, to CJ's point of how I get very much that WWE is a family-friendly show, and that's exactly what they've built themselves to be. I like that there's the diversity between AEW and WWE. I'm kind of against this whole tribalism that we see in the internet wrestling community to where you either have to like WWE or you have to like AEW, and you're a piece of shit if you don't like the one that person likes.
Right.
it's okay to like, you know, some of the blood and gut stuff on AEW and to still like, you know, Liv cashing in at Money in the Bank. It's okay to, you know, just like wrestling versus having to be brand loyal. This is a Coke versus Pepsi.
Right. And that's why I say I'm not brand loyal at all. The more I watch both shows, I'm a type of person where it's like, okay, I'm watching AEW Wednesdays and Wednesday nights. I don't watch Rampage at all. Why? Because I can literally go on PWI Insider and get the down spoiler for the show. I don't want to see it no more. I already know who won, who's won every match on fucking Friday. It's stuff like that. I'm not gonna go see it no more. I don't care about it. But when I watch AEW, the more I see blood, the more I'm like, okay, I'm sick of seeing it. Blood
That's it right
and
there.
table spots should be pay-per-view worthy matches. Forbidden Door was shit to me. Why? Because Forbidden Door was literally a Dynamite with just New Japan stars.
Right, because they ended that whole angle with the Jericho Appreciation Society versus Blackpool Combat Club.
Just that. It ain't even
it's the law of diminishing returns.
That's it. Like we talked about it. You get Anarchy in the arena, then you get Blood and Guts right behind it, and it's the same shit, just different fucking shit.
Right.
Just a different name.
And we're still not done with it because Ruby Soho just got her arm slammed in a car door.
And that was a dumbass spot. I know y'all seen her put her hand in the damn door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Here you go. No resistance.
Saw that coming from a mile away.
Man.
At least have someone hold her elbow, like she's trying to get away. But it's CJ, you nailed it right on the fucking head. It's Moxley bled the other night from a fucking clothesline to the chest. He took a clothesline and got up bleeding. What the fuck happened?
Man,
it's too much. When I was young, and like I always say, listen, wrestling was an adult show that always had some flavor for the kids. It's like I always compared it to like Shrek, where the adults can watch it, they enjoy it. There's some adult jokes, but the kids are chuckling too because they're being a fucking ogre, right? That's kind of what wrestling was. You had all this fucking, you had Macho Man and Hulk Hogan fighting over Elizabeth. I didn't get it. I just knew they both liked the girl. But there's a fucking clown. What the fuck's the clown doing? That kind of shit. So now it's either, hardcore crazy and you can't have the kids watch it because they've gone too far, or it's the other way where it's so kid friendly that it's boring as shit for anybody with a half a fucking IQ. And even the kids are like, this is boring.
Do you but okay, let me ask you this then, and I'll move on because I know we're supposed to be on we're supposed to be on AEW. Got too many.
We haven't hit one topic at all. Just keep going.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you this.
We kind of touched all of them by accident.
Let me take it off then. So when you say that shows are too kid friendly, can you really say that WWE is too kid friendly?
Yes.
Yes, very much so.
Everybody will go.
Very much so. I mean, now we're at the part where like one of your biggest stars is literally pretending to be somebody else, and then another guy's coming over there being like, "You're this version of yourself" or whatever. And we're also having a whole damn show that seems like it's High School Musical, but with wrestling. And SmackDown is just an absolute bore fest. I mean, we're having people dressed around in suspenders and little Irish hats, and now we're and people doing the same shit over and over, running around, all fighting and all that. Hot dog eating contests, like Jesus Christ.
Yo,
the fact that we had to see Otis puke is disgusting to me.
Yeah, Otis you can't pay me to do that. You cannot pay me to get thrown a block with a beat the shit out of Otis.
Yeah,
I don't give a hell.
Okay, we're gonna have you start in a hot dog eating contest, have a match right after, and then puke right on your take.
Oh, trust me, y'all would have seen him. Hey, just like how Stone Cold Steve Austin got arrested in the damn arena, that would have been my ass. But I would have really been going to jail for whooping the hell out of Otis. I don't give a hell.
Yeah, but that's a point right there. Like Will was just saying, that's too kiddie. And I granted, AEW at times is Cinemax After Dark type shit.
Let me, Louis. No,
that was backlash.
I'm 50.
I watched that and lost my shit.
I thought that was so funny, and that was to promote
it was
whatever the hell it is starring Batista that was on Netflix.
Yeah,
that
Miz is dead. Johnny Mundo, Nitro, Elite, whatever the fuck. you know,
Impact.
is dead as well. Let's
A
see,
lot of people
Aleister
are
Black
dead.
and Rey Mysterio got thrown off the top of Titan Towers going for Money in the Bank. So
He
they're
should have
dead
been
too.
freaking dead. Yeah.
We had the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders in a dumpster with a fucking space alien from Star Wars after they
Oh
were
my
competing
God.
over turkey legs and doing
I
bowling and
forgot
everything
about
else.
that. I fucking
Fighting
Akira
against
Tozawa had
ninjas.
ninjas, and Omos started off his career in WWE as a fucking ninja, just the giant
Yeah.
ninja behind Akira Tozawa for the
And
24/7
Tozawa's been
division.
a fucking ninja for the last 4 years. He's
Right.
fucking pajamas.
That's great.
Fuck outta here.
So okay, so what is the problem? I'm going back on Louis' question with the zombies. I found that there was
What?
issues with it.
What?
However, at the same time, I
On a
was like,
pre-show,
I understood. Yeah, they would have done it a pre-show. That'd been cool. But to the viewers' eyes, you telling me you guys y'all didn't like that match at all?
No.
The
No.
match
Not-
the zombies were fucked.
But
They were
why were the
terrible.
zombies? What was wrong with the zombies? Was it because of what they were
They're
doing?
fucking zombies.
They're zombies.
What's the problem?
Why the
But
fuck
you
would you
guys
put
know.
zombies in there?
But you have to. You got to think about the bigger picture.
What
was
does a
WWE
match
promoting-
promoting
it
Priest and the Miz have to do?
listen,
But we were
Zombies.
promoting. This is the
That would
best
have been
promotion.
good for a trailer or a commercial, like or something like that.
Was
Aye.
this during the? This was during the time where there was no fans in the WWE, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
So
So why not show WWE constantly each and every year, regardless of what the hell they got in their arena? They're going to show us that they can do production no matter what. We had the
then,
WWE is
then
always going
do
to
a
be the
zombie
best
movie,
promotion.
WWE Studios.
We
Do a
no,
zombie
but
movie.
that's what they were promoting Batista's movie. This was the best
So?
promotion they've ever done for any of their damn shows. Any WWE wrestler that had a show, this
It wasn't
zombie
even
shit,
theirs. It
Batista
just
had
starred
the
one of their
best-
guys.
It doesn't even goddamn matter. It don't
It
even matter.
kinda
It's the
does.
fact.
Oh wow, okay. I guess it is even
I'm
alone.
like, what the fuck
Okay.
did I do?
No, but I'm just saying, like, come on, it's like I
No.
personally, from my point of view, the whole zombie segment, no, they shouldn't have been on TV. But what I'm getting to is
It was
I'm
on a
just saying-
pay-per-view.
But with this,
Right, it should have been on a
Fucking
pay-per-view
worse, man.
pre-show.
but what I'm saying is this right here was the best promotion that they've ever done for any movie from one of the XW.
Well, they knew nobody was gonna watch their shitty
But
movies.
this helped, right? Didn't
This
that
was
help,
on
though,
Netflix.
right? But
It's
it
on
helped,
Netflix.
right?
Anybody watches any new shit that's
No,
on Netflix.
to me, it should have been on a pre-show.
It's on the top
and
10
I
2 days
understand
later.
going into professional wrestling, there is a bit of a suspension of disbelief. Obviously, we had
Okay.
The Undertaker. You know, he's a walking zombie who kicks or a mortician who kicks everybody's ass. There isn't a accepted, anticipated suspension of disbelief. But when you have fucking stupid ass zombies to promote a movie, very clearly, it's the same thing like when they have buckets of KFC at ringside, or they have tables of Pizza Hut and everything. And when it's very clearly just a commercial with a wrestling match inside of it, have that shit on the pre-show. Don't put that shit on any sort of main event, whether it be Raw, SmackDown, a pay-per-view, anything. I get that. I get fully what you're saying, that it worked great as an advertisement. Save the advertisement bullshit for the pre-show. That's all the pre-show pretty much is anyways, is just a fucking pre-hour advertisement. So just save that for that. We bitch at times that there's nothing on the pre-show, so save an advertisement match for that. Don't have it anywhere near the main event because it instantly diminishes it. Because how many people really watch we've seen it even on our streams when we start a little bit early and everything, versus people that watch the pre-show versus people that watch at the start of the main card.
You just got once again. Once all of us will be able to see the bigger picture of shit. Trust me, you guys will understand it. And I've had to understand the bigger picture. Well, I guarantee once you get
CJ is on his mountain of omnipotence.
What
No,
is there to
it's
understand
4 hours of Raw
with zombies in a feud that had nothing to do with zombies? If it was an Undertaker match, I would have understood.
It doesn't matter.
But it was very
what
clearly
match,
meant, hey, go watch this Netflix movie.
But what match has anything to do with goddamn KFC or pancakes?
Well,
Nothing.
I mean, but
That
it's
was
when
stupid.
you affect the product. So here you got guys wrestling, and it's supposed to be a wrestling match. It's supposed to be a competition. The way it used to be presented was as, boxing or MMA is now. Like, guys would come out like shit. Back in the day, they had like They didn't have the music. They had security guards bringing them out because the fans wanted to mug them and kill them or smack them or kiss them, depending on who it was. And it was pandemonium. Like, go back and look at an old WrestleMania. The fans are losing their fucking mind. It's because they believed it. Like, I found out that, you know, the issue with Santa Claus, I don't want to say it in case any kids are watching.
Earmuffs.
Right.
What happened with Santa Claus?
You know, there's like, you got that. And then I felt, you know, wrestling's not real. What do you mean wrestling's not real? That's how they presented it for so long. There's that level of believability. When you got zombies eating your wrestlers and then your wrestlers show up the next night, you went too far.
Well,
but go back to Money in the Bank. Rey Mysterio got quote unquote killed off show, but he's back.
Well, he can fly. He's a squirrel.
The fuck out of here.
Well, no, CJ, to your point, like
Malachi flew too. He can teleport.
About how about how SmackDown, or at least WWE as a whole, should be on Fox because they treat it as a sport. They treat it seriously. They actually give it some respect. If you're seeing stuff like that on WWE, if you're Fox, are you going to really want that on your broadcast? The same company that shows of NASCAR, that shows NFL games. So it's one of those you can't have the bullshit and still want to be treated seriously at the same time.
Yeah, but you won't have. Well, the good thing about that, it was on a pay-per-view. On top of that, you can't even put it on SmackDown. You can't even have it on SmackDown because you ain't got enough time for it. You ain't got enough time.
Have it on a pre-show.
I mean, yeah, you can put it on a pre-show.
I'll give you that.
If you want zombies walking around the fucking arena, or zombies moaning, or go to the backstage and there's zombies walking through the fucking hallway, fine. When zombies start using their fucking talent, there's a
that
problem.
Isn't going to get you attention. If I
look at the fucking egg, look at the
battle we're having, right?
But if I go get Ryback, everybody's going to be on this damn stream. Am I wrong?
No.
Right.
I bet everyone's gonna click off if he's on.
I'm gonna fucking leave if Ryback shows up.
If I go get Ryback, or if I go get any wrestler in this world right now, or something that's big, if I were to go get the $1 million egg that Vince had got from The Rock, and I put that on this show, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck do you mean you have The Rock's $1 million egg?" They're gonna tune in. If WWE put that zombie shit on the pre-show, that would have been an afterthought.
Bro.
And I'm gonna bring this up, and this is gonna be the next topic.
All right.
What did they do with this? 8, 10, 11.
Nice.
What did they do with this? They gave us this. They gave us a QR code to scan on NXT. We scanned it, and we got the numbers 8, 10, and 11. Then we had another match. My viewership was on this damn 8, 10, 11 crap. I wasn't worried about the match. I was worried about this.
But this is a good example, CJ. You're right, but I don't think this blends into what we're saying. Like, I like this, right? But if it's not, like you said, if we had an egg, it would help the channel. But if a zombie popped up right behind you right now and bit your neck, it might help our views. Never mind. But
someone freaking dies on stream.
It's all about promotion.
If you're watching an NFL game and all of a sudden,
here you go.
The Coca-Cola polar bear all of a sudden jumps out of the Titantron and starts attacking the quarterback.
What if you're on an MMA fight and then the Kool-Aid man breaks through the octagon and starts beating the hell out of everybody?
Yeah, and the Kool-Aid man busts through the back end of the end zone going, oh yeah, Kool-Aid. Like, you're going to be like, what the fuck? Why is this in my fucking football game?
I'm happy you brought up the
professional
NFL.
Wrestling fans.
I'm happy you brought up the NFL.
Kool-Aid.
But the NFL,
but
the NFL has Nickelodeon on their fucking show. They literally have
Nickelodeon. WWE with NXT.
Thank you. That's my point. That's my whole
they
entire
had Chucky
point.
on NXT,
now
but at least Chucky didn't kill an NXT superstar.
But kids are invested into the NFL because I have Nickelodeon. I can see SpongeBob. I can see all the Nickelodeon bullcrap on NFL.
So save that shit for fucking NXT. Save that shit for a fucking pre-show.
Yeah,
why?
That's what
NFL doesn't do that.
Do you want whenever you watch any NFL broadcast? Are you watching?
What?
And whenever you watch an NFL broadcast, are you watching it?
Fuck you, CJ.
Are you watching it for SpongeBob?
For the Nickelodeon package? Are you watching it, to see SpongeBob, slime fucking Tom Brady in the end zone. No, you're
Yes.
watching it on Fox, you're watching it on CBS, you're watching it on ESPN. You're not watching it on that bullshit. So that's what I'm saying. Save the advertisement kiddie shit. So if kids want to watch it, if adults with kids want to go watch it, there you go. Have a good time. Thank you. How you doing?
It
And
already
then
has the
leave us
bright
the
colors.
adult shit.
But did you really care about The Miz and who was it he fighting? Damian Priest? Did you really
Priest.
care about that match?
No, that's what I'm saying. You could put it on the fucking pre-show. And
No,
who
but
gives a
did you care
shit?
about that match? That's all I want. Did you care about that
No.
match? So there you go. If you
I was
didn't care
supposed
about
to,
that match,
though. I was supposed to.
why? Why
They
would
were
you care about
supposed
who
to
cares
make
about
it-
Damian Priest and The Miz? Who cares
Because
about
it's on a
that?
pay-per-view.
Ronda
That's
Rousey,
what
Ronda
pay-per-view is supposed to be,
Rousey
is
and
to put on
Natalia
matches
was
that I'm
just,
supposed to care about.
but Ronda and Natalia was on the pay-per-view. Did you care about them fighting?
No,
That doesn't mean I'm not supposed to.
zombies wouldn't help though. Even though Ronda
But-
wrestles like one.
But you guys, and
Oof.
this is what
And
this is the
talks
last
like
thing-
one too.
This is the last thing I'm gonna drizzle on this topic about zombies. When the
That
zombies came,
word.
when the zombie came up, when they brought up the whole zombie promotion, that
Mhm.
that gained our attention because we're obviously talking about this shit in 2022. So they obviously did something right.
No,
It
they
got my
did something
attention 'cause it pissed me
wrong.
off.
The only reason why we're still talking about it is because what not to do, not what
Right.
to do.
Back to 8, 10, 11, guys. Let's try and hit that topic. But,
Right.
What the fuck does that mean?
I like this comment. 8, 10, 11 is the estimated number of releases.
Oh my god,
That's
Yeah,
the
that would be
remaining
eight, and
members of Dark
I'm not on
Order.
the night.
They're gonna bring them there.
holy hell. That'd
All
be
right.
absolutely insane.
Right.
We're letting you know
Coming,
ahead
guys.
of time. There might be 80, there might be 10, there might be 11. Who knows?
August 10th, 2011 already came, guys.
Yeah. Now, there's been talks about it being a time scripture. You know, there's
The letters.
Letters. I like the letters one, but I was hoping they were MJF, but it's not.
Nope.
It's HJK, right?
Somebody at the social media fucking office at WWE is just like, God damn it, you fucked up the alphabet.
HJK. What the fuck?
Before we go into this topic though, AEW ratings last night, Dynamite was damn near close to 1 million. They were at 979,000.
Well, I loved how Wardlow's finally a fucking champion.
Right.
About damn time.
So Wardlow is champion. We can forget about this 8, 10, 11 crap, I guess, because it's
No.
hard.
We
I
must
don't
solve it.
Wardlow.
We will solve it here tonight. folks. We will crack the code.
Where were you going with the ratings comment?
No, I just
Did it
simply
dip
brought
off?
it up.
Transition.
Transition.
Transition
saying.
into Wardlow.
No
Wardlow's
one
Wardlow's
likes
what's
8,
the
10,
rating?
11. What the fuck does that mean?
All right, fine. Fuck it. You want to talk about 8, 10, 11? Damn it.
Absolutely.
No, I
We're
don't.
going to crack this
means-
case here.
I am
Four
looking
great
up what
minds
that meant
alike.
because I didn't watch NXT, man.
So
The
on
fuck?
NXT during I think it was the second after a match or before the
Mysterious
match,
QR code.
a QR code came up. We all scanned it. We got these three numbers: 8, 10, 11. The numbers were read in time though. The 8, then the 2 dots for time, 10, 2 dots for time,
Yeah.
then 11. We searched it up. There's nothing there. There's nothing about that besides Bible verses. So where people are thinking about Joe Gacy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the only person that ties into that, or either Wyndham.
HBK is biblical.
And then also Edge,
He
because
found
on
Jesus when he lost
the
his smile.
pay-per-view we had that vignette, and that
Yeah.
vignette is definitely for Edge because it has Jeff Hardy, Dudley Boys, Latino and Heat,
Kurt
and
Angle.
Kurt Angle.
You think
It's Edge.
You think Edge comes back and goes to NXT?
No.
No, I think that they're just promoting it off all three.
Oh
shows.
yeah, that could be very much that. I thought that too. I've also heard it speculated that this is a date to where they might do night 1, night 2 NXT show. But I think it's on like a Wednesday,
want to
Thursday.
assume
So that's
NXT
awkward.
Yeah, because that could be like August 10th and 11th.
Right.
Like,
Fuck that. Well, we'd already know about it. There's no way they're waiting that long.
Right. So I mean, it's
True.
skeptical, but I've also when I was on live, I mean, I've been reading the comments and stuff from Twitter. 2008, Edge was a champion, a world champion. 2010, Edge was a champion. 2011, Edge was a champion. 2011, he retired. Those
yeah.
are the last 3 years Edge was world champion.
But what about 6 or whatever?
Well, no, we're just saying the last 3 years because we only got 3
Well, no,
numbers.
they're the last 3. So maybe
Yeah.
we're getting Edge going after Roman.
And see, and then it's like, okay, if you, I don't like the whole fact. Fucking Raven.
Raven.
I don't like the whole fact that Edge has been repackaged about 3 or 4 times.
I think this is going to be his third.
In
Since
his
coming
career,
back.
or since he's been back.
Since he's been back. Since he's been back. He's been revamped. We done had Rated R Superstar Edge. He went away. He came back as a crazier Edge. So I count that as a second one for me personally. Then he came, he did the Gangrel bull crap. That's the third. And then the fourth one was Judgment Day crap.
And then the fifth is, or fourth is whatever this is.
Right. Well, I call it the fifth because I don't know. But I think this is the 5th time and shit. And
fourth or fifth.
I don't see why they would keep repackaging this guy. I don't understand.
That's even what's already happened with Edge. He started off as kind of just the guy in the crowd that they didn't even have a name for him, didn't have anything. He was just the guy in the crowd. And then he came out to the whole "You Think You Know Me," and where he'd come out through the crowd. Then he was part of the Brood, and then he was part of the Ministry of Darkness. Then he was part of Edge and Christian, Eck with Kurt Angle.
Eck.
Yes.
Heck.
ECK.
Are you going through the whole history of Edge? Like, I was sitting here like, wait, is he giving us the whole rundown?
I honestly could.
You were there. You were going.
It could be a whole separate
and
video.
Then you had
Evolution.
Right, but then you had the Rated R Superstar, where he had the whole angle with Matt Hardy, and then you had
the shit with Lita.
Rated RKO, where he tagged with Randy, and then you kind of had him. No, that's when he went back into the Ultimate Opportunist.
And you're killing me.
What?
All right, so Edge has had a long career. He did
sorry, you told me
to come back.
Edge is old.
His wife joined him at one point. The fans were all, it's fucking Edge. We're so happy.
Yeah.
And then he became Evil Edge. And we were like, this is good. Some people loved it. Some people didn't like it. I wasn't a big fan of the House of Blue until it got good. And then when it got good, it got broken up. So fuck it.
I loved it because I thought it was going to be like all 4 of them with Balor. I was like, oh, this is going to be freaking great. And then they broke up immediately. I'm like, what the fuck? And then they did nothing with it since.
And ever since they broke up, they already took a L.
Yeah, they suck.
They don't even have a damn entrance. And that's why I'm saying I think that this group is going to be extinct very soon because at this point in time, Rhea Ripley's going to win the belts.
Yep.
That's going to leave Balor, whatever the hell you want to call him,
Balor,
Priest, to have nothing. They can go for Bobby all they want to. Probably ain't gonna happen. They damn sure can't go for SmackDown, and they damn sure ain't going for the tag team championship belts.
I think that'd be sick, but they would never let Balor Priest do that.
No.
But do you think that Rhea actually still gets the title and everything, or did creative sour on her because of her being out with an injury, and now
maybe the Raw one
versus Carmella, and so now we've got
who do you take the belt off of though if Rhea comes back?
Bianca. She's gonna take it up Bianca, no matter what. They owe us that match. That match is gonna happen at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, it's not like Rhea's gonna come back and challenge Liv. Even though there's kind of a story there, they're gonna make her take off.
I hope they don't reunite it. That would be dumb as hell. That would be the dumbest crap ever, man. I think it's done with. I hope it's done with. So,
just a quick reminder to the fans out there who are fans. Trey Miguel is fighting Laredo Kid. So, and we had Violent by Design have a bit of a come to Jesus moment, and Honor No More is still doing the same shit. But back to us.
Yeah, in case you like Impact.
In case you like Impact, we just let you know what's going on.
And if you don't, then hey,
I got a special announcement though for Chris Leclerc.
Oh shit!
About Bailey.
Shut the fuck up! Where's Chris?
PWI Insider has reported several days earlier this week, Bailey was at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando.
Oh, shit.
And it says for several days. So she's been training to come back. So maybe we do get her. Maybe we do get her at.
Chris is jumping out of the seat right now. Gonna have some celebratory bubbly.
You just keep tickling the man. Like Bailey should have been back by now. It's like,
been a year.
Bailey's gonna come back at SummerSlam. No shit. That should have happened 6 months ago by now. Like
now. Is she not the best person to go after Liv?
But if she goes after Liv, see, my whole thing is okay. Liv is a champion.
Liv,
how long are we gonna have her as a champ?
Liv
For a
needs
while,
a
I
long
think.
It's gonna be a
reign.
minute. She's over like motherfucker.
But if she's at over, why would you can't bring Bailey to come back?
Yeah,
When
no,
Bailey comes back,
you need to
we want
feed
Bailey
some
to be
people to
champ.
live first.
No,
We
Yeah,
want Bailey to
you
be
need a
champ.
placeholder for Liv first. You need someone that is there so she could have a title defense. Kind
I
of like
think
what
Bailey
Bianca
can-
was at Money in the Bank and Natalia against Ronda.
I think Bailey's good enough to take a L, especially if you do it in the right way. Maybe she thumps the shit out of this girl and she pulls it out, and this becomes a stretched out program. But I really think, as far as baby faces Liv is right now, Bailey might be the best person to shit on everyone's parade.
But I don't think you take the title off of her. And I hear what you're saying, but I don't think fresh off a return is when Bailey eats a loss. I think who could honestly take a loss losing to Liv, who would be coming back, would be Charlotte Flair.
Hell no.
No, you're
I
fucked.
do not want to see Charlotte Flair at all.
That's
man.
just
Impossible. It's
I'm
only
sick
impossible
and
because she's too
tired.
big.
She couldn't eat a
Charlotte-
loss.
You gotta do it. I was like,
Well,
Because
yeah,
of
she
course,
can eat a loss.
Charlotte
She can
Flair
eat a
can
loss.
Exactly.
leave for quite a long time,
Right.
and then
So then
guess
say
what?
you
When
have,
she comes
say
back,
you have Charlotte
hey.
lose to Charlotte lose to Liv, and then you have Charlotte versus Bailey. Because who's to say exactly Bailey comes back as a heel? Maybe Bailey comes back as babyface.
But how pissed would you be if Charlotte comes back and she beats the biggest woman baby face in WWE right now?
not as
I-
pissed
I'ma
about
say
Theory, but I'd
this.
still be pissed.
I'm gonna say
speculative.
this. I can predict Zelina Vega making her return very shortly and
Mm.
challenging Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Ooh,
And that right there would help out. That will help us lead. Damn, I see this man
I
face when I
wouldn't
blink.
mind that.
Yeah, so I mean, Zelina, she's out with a knee injury too, I think. But I mean, she should be back soon. So
Who gives a
why
fuck
not
about
have her
Liv
come
Morgan?
back? And
Where's Zelina
Huh?
Vega?
Who gives a fuck about Carmella besides Corey Graves, who keeps having
Well,
a
no shit.
meltdown
That's
about her every time?
his fucking wife.
Yeah, you better.
I would hope so. Otherwise, you're sleeping in the doghouse. But I
Like,
think
damn, there's my wife.
who would you have go against Liv right now on that? Say on the SmackDown roster, if we
Raquel
wanna stay to the
Rodriguez.
brand split.
Oh,
You really okay?
Yeah,
if you do
they seem to
Raquel-
be building her.
but if you do Raquel,
But
that's
that's going to lose
because
because Liv has to win because I think she takes the title she holds the title for a while. She's the most over babyface potentially in the company right now because Cody's on
yes.
the side.
That's the debate. Is she the most over babyface in the company without Cody around? Yes.
Yes,
even with Cody around, she would still be over.
she
She
would
would still be over no matter
No.
what.
I just said Cody would be a bigger over babyface than her, but
Wow.
She's the biggest female babyface no matter what right now.
Gotcha, okay.
Who's a guy babyface at that level right now where the place just loses her mind when he comes out? Brock, maybe?
I said it's
Brock.
Brock because Brock's gonna fuck some shit up.
It's either Brock or I would say Brock or Drew. And then Biggie when he
Drew's
come
one.
back.
Well, Drew,
And Big E too, though.
Drew, not really, because there are still some people that are like, I'm sick of him.
Ah, exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm one
But
of them.
I'm kind of around there. That's why I said it.
I think it was Cody until Cody was on the sideline. So now I think absolutely Liv, especially
It
right now coming off
definitely-
that, she's the biggest babyface in the company.
And then if you think about it too, they got what happened to the girl Aaliyah? Where's
Fuck
she?
her. She is garbage.
She got
NXT
reading off a
level up.
script, and then she's not there no more. She's like locked out of the locker room. There you go.
She
Bye bye.
can't puke.
No, but what I'm saying, it's like when you guys ask who can face Liv, I'm thinking about all these. I'm thinking about all the little people, and the reason
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
thinking
not
about that
worried
is because I
Yeah.
think Liv is going to be champion to SummerSlam, and I still
Yes.
think that it's going to be Charlotte Flair or either Bailey coming back to fucking take the
No.
belt off of her. So
Yeah.
Extreme Rules, we have a perfect opportunity. We have a filler.
When is
Now
Extreme Rules?
I'm gonna say this also: if Bailey does come back before Extreme Rules, Bailey can take the title off of Liv Morgan, and then we get Bailey versus Charlotte at SummerSlam. But if you book it like a true fan, Liv Morgan needs to have a scrap opponent for Extreme Rules, and then we need to have that big draw come back for SummerSlam. And I guarantee you, Ronda Rousey is probably going to be like, "I want my rematch." Charlotte Flair is going to be like, "I want my rematch."
Oh,
we're
you
gonna get
mean
a
your
whole shit show.
rematch?
Yeah, so we're going to get a
Re-
shit
re-
show, and it leaves no room for Bailey to come back, and that's the problem. But you have room for Bailey to come back on Raw.
She's one of your best
Who's
stars.
facing
No.
Bianca
Fuck
next?
you.
Who's facing Bianca next? Becky again?
Asuka, Becky,
I want to see that shit.
Carmella.
Alexa.
let me tell you this then.
Right, Alexa.
Actually, now that you
I forgot
say
about
it,
Alexa. I
I
forgot
kind of
about
agree
Alexa.
with you, Bucker.
Who?
CJ. I kind of like
Oh.
the Bailey might be better suited to go after Belair again. They already had that history, but I don't know if we want to see it. But
Right, that's the
But
thing.
then to your point, though,
do
they
it.
do have more women on Raw than they do on SmackDown. So
Yeah,
I-
so if
that was
Bailey
me.
were to
They
come
already
back,
did it,
yeah,
and
that'd be
so now
interesting.
hear me out. So say if we're building 2 SummerSlams, say I'm booking Liv as Women's World Champion and everything. You have Charlotte come back, and she views as Liv is just a placeholder, which even like we've even just talked about right there, that she could be a placeholder champion holder until Charlotte, decides that she wants the championship back and everything. So then we have Charlotte versus Liv at SummerSlam, because I honestly think Ronda's done after she's walking up the ramp. Everybody, good job. Yep, I just lost the championship. Thanks. I just had a great match, or had a hard match, and then lost the championship super quick. Awesome. Thanks for me. But you have Charlotte versus Liv at SummerSlam, and you have Liv surprise Charlotte with a roll up or something like that. You have Liv still win, and I think Liv takes the championship past SummerSlam, and she actually holds it probably for a pay-per-view or 2 at least.
The pay-per-view too that she's going to hold it at is going to be Extreme Rules and
When's
the other
Extreme
show.
Rules?
October.
Oh, I'm sorry. Scrap everything I just said. Then I'm thinking that what is the August pay-per-view then?
There isn't one.
SummerSlam.
No,
Bro, my birthday month doesn't have a
shit.
pay-per-view. I'm
Bro,
pissed.
SummerSlam is this month.
There is no August
Holy
pay-per-view this
hell.
year.
Yeah, it's late
yeah,
July.
because it's
It's
July,
30th?
like what? July 30th? Yeah, I think so.
It's not. Don't blame me. It's WWE and their booking. SummerSlam should have been August pay-per-view. No,
It was always August.
That's what I was thinking. Like, why is it at the end of July? That's weird because we had
They
2
must have
pay-per-views in
something
July.
planned for August.
Damn.
No, they have
okay.
nothing.
Thank you,
Usually
Louis.
the big thing.
Wow. So
No,
yeah, y'all probably
they
listen
would
to
have
that.
it.
Crown
8, 10,
Jewel,
11.
not anything.
Wow. Right. So
There's
y'all
not
probably
a single. We go from SummerSlam to Clash of the Castle.
wait. So are those the next pay-per-views? 8, 10, 11 means that we got we're gonna have a mystery of a mystery pay-per-view
No,
on
because-
August. October we got Extreme
Like a
Rules.
2-night.
11th,
No.
what we got?
Yeah, that could be a
because Clash of the
2-night
Castle
NXT
is in
takeover.
September.
Man,
Did we just
August
crack the
10th and
code?
11th.
And we're not
Right.
getting well.
fucking 3 new pay-per-views they coming out with? God damn it!
Well, they should drop the Extreme Rules shouldn't be
Right.
called Extreme Rules anymore. Let's
No,
do
not
that.
at all. They need me personally.
Mildly aggravating rules.
I would drop Money in the Bank easily. That is a shit show. Put that
No.
back on Money.
No.
You don't
One
think they
that
should put
works
that
as a
back
gimmick
at
pay-per-view.
WrestleMania?
People
You don't want Money in the
love
Bank
it.
at WrestleMania.
No, it's already too long.
What?
Fuck
It would have been
Money in the
perfect.
Bank works as a gimmick pay-per-view. It's the only one that works as a gimmick pay-per-view because it doesn't
Yeah, Hell in a
need
Cell doesn't
a
work.
feud to build to it. Hell in a Cell needs a feud to build to it. Elimination Chamber needs a feud to build to it. Extreme Rules needs a feud to build to it. TLC needs a feud to build to it. Money in the
Damn,
Bank, you
Louis.
don't, because it's 7, 8 people, 6 people all thrown in a ladder match.
Austin Theory didn't
competing for
fucking
the
build,
opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah, Theory was not built. He was just there.
Best Money in the Bank winner ever, Will.
Oh hell no! Come up with
Oh,
like
He's
hell
gonna
no.
hold it the longest. He's
Damian
gonna cash
Sandow was a
in
better
on
one than
Money in the
him.
Bank 2023.
Otis was better than him.
You know what? Will, I'll give you that shit with Damian Sandow. I'll give you that one with Damian. I like that one. I ain't gonna lie. It was crazy as hell how the dude had the little shit box, that brown box he had.
Yeah, the little. He
Missed out.
predicted his own cash in, knowing it would be shit.
Can I just throw out a random fact that I had no idea, and maybe because I haven't watched in a while? But
Go ahead.
Impact is now showing the Ric Flair moment of the week.
What?
That's because they're tied in with the Ric Flair last match because
Yeah.
Josh
Oh.
Alexander is defending the Impact World Championship against Jacob Fatu.
And
that
guess
night.
what? We'll do?
We're gonna watch Euthanasia by Wrestling, people.
We're
Oh.
going to be watching Ric Flair's funeral, and I cannot wait.
We definitely don't have the funeral on the same day, but I get your point.
I'll be excited for the Briscoes, Jacob Fatu, Jordan Grace, and then we get soiled, and Ric Flair might soil his pants during the match because he's an elderly gentleman. So
Might
yeah,
soil his pants. What the fuck?
Damn. Jesus. And then some other news about WWE. It was in the comment section earlier. Sasha Banks and Naomi
Yeah.
have officially been removed from the internal roster of WWE.
Yeah, but weren't they already? And then they were brought
No.
back, and then it was just like now they're not again.
No, I don't
Like
think they were
internal?
never removed. I think they just got removed. We heard that Sasha has been released. That was it.
I'm
could that
I'm
just be an
shocked they never
internal
announced it.
document? But could that just be an internal document that just says
Yeah.
that's pretty much got the roster of who they're going to book, who they have available to book, everything like that? That they're just so unobtainable, untouchable, not communicating right now that they're not going to put them on any sort of call sheet, any sort of potential fill-in list.
Nah, because they still got Triple H as on the active roster and Stephanie McMahon out on the active roster as well.
Because he still thinks he can go, goddammit.
Right, but I mean,
Triple H, even with his heart issues, like whatever. Yeah, apparently, Louis dropped in the comments that they updated their Instagram bios and they are no longer referring to themselves as WWE superstars.
Well,
yeah, I mean, the problem with this story is we don't know what's real, what's bullshit, what's not.
Exactly.
We don't know, right? It's so hard to dig in and be like, this is right or this is wrong, and here we go. And the story itself's kind of gone quiet, and I believe because the legal teams are involved, and I'm sure the lawyers said to, Sasha and Naomi or whoever else, shh, don't say a fucking word until we're done with this. Because the more they say, the more feathers they ruffle, the longer they're going to be stuck in this company, or the least amount of money they're going to walk away with. So it's real hush hush. Now, if they're passing around a roster sheet and Sasha and Naomi are on it, that could just mean they're not part of the plans right now because they're not fucking there. So I think people overhype shit sometimes because next week's printout, go to the fucking Xerox machine. We get Sasha and Naomi right back on this document, this internal document really quick, right? Yeah, they're not there, so they won't be on the document unless it's like currently, but things change instantly.
Yeah, and people hype it up as if and jumping to conclusions that it's like, oh my God, that must mean they're gone. And then let's say they come back next week and then people are like, wait a minute, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
So this could just be they're still in the roster. Like if you go on WWE's website right now, it will still show Sasha Banks and Naomi as current superstars.
Well, at the end of the day, the biggest thing that comes out of this and the biggest thing that why we can't judge where anything really stands on this, whether it's fact, fiction, accurate, inaccurate, is because we have heard zero from Sasha and Naomi.
Yeah.
Whether that's through guidance from their legal team, whether that's just literally the position that they choose to take on this whole situation. The fact that we haven't heard anything specifically from the people involved, to me, everything peripheral needs to get taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I mean,
but how much kayfabe do you really think is in this? Sasha Banks, this is her third time walking out of WWE, right? Or
no one's saying it's kayfabe, though. I'm more of just saying that as far as whether they've been released yet, whether we need to make a thing about them being on a internal roster sheet, whether it's just Sasha that's been released or they've both been released. Like all of this hasn't been validated all that much, and there's specifically nothing coming from either person that was actually involved in the situation. This is all merely speculation at this point.
Me personally, Naomi is the only person I can't see coming back to WWE. Sasha, I think she's completely done. There's no room for Sasha at all. There's simply no room. You can't walk out of my company 2 or 3 times, come back and expect me to constantly give you more and a better treatment. It doesn't work like that at all. You walked out on this big ass company, you come back, and now you think that I'm about to give you the golden key? No, it's not gonna work like that. So if I was Sasha, hey, cut the shit. I'm leaving. Don't say nothing. Listen to my lawyers. Go to AEW or take some time off. It doesn't even matter. Your name is big. WWE needs you. You do not need WWE, and we know that for a fact. If Sasha wants to go to Hollywood right now, she will fail because she ain't ready for it yet. But do you just don't go back to WWE at all? Give it a couple years. Just give it a couple years, and we cool. We just need some heat to blow off. Now, Naomi, she got room. She can still grow. She's only been a 2-time women's champion in WWE compared to Sasha been damn near, I think, 6 or 7 or whatever, and reigns like less than 50 days at the most. But things are back. I think they're going. I think both of them are straight up gone. There should not be no negotiations to keep Sasha Banks. Like I said, Naomi, on the other hand, Naomi is tied in with the family. They're not going to fuck Naomi because they fuck Naomi up. What is The Rock going to do?
Jimmy Uso.
What is Jimmy gonna do?
Jimmy's
well,
gonna
then
be
again,
pissed.
he's Captain DWI, so he can't really say too much.
He's not even Captain. You can't even say he's Captain DWI though. It doesn't even matter. It don't matter. Fuck the war. It ain't.
What do you mean it don't matter? He's lucky to still have a job.
Yeah, but
he's lucky he's a champion, man.
But he's
not a jobber no more.
But he's still, at the end of the day, he's still a for 2, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that
because
matters.
Jeff Hardy still has the last name Hardy, he's allowed to just.
No, that's a completely different story. There's no lineage to the Hardys. There's no like.
I don't give a shit what lineage
it's just
there
the
is.
2 brothers.
I don't give a shit what lineage there is. You don't get allowed to just be acting an asshole.
And besides, they're pissed at Hardy. Hardy's not coming back until his sensitivity training's over, but that's not a comparison.
But to Nick, you can't, and the reason why I'm gonna say that you can't bring that up is because you can't compare Uso's DUIs to Jeff Hardy's. Jeff has fucked up way much more than fucking the Usos have done.
The
Usos have had DUIs.
Hardy's has got to be his 4th.
That's his 3rd time. Plus, he has other shit that he's had. You got a fucking illegal rental car at that point because your license ain't even fucking registered for one. You got to suspend the license, and then on top of that, you talking about you were leaving North Carolina, going to North Carolina, and then you just pleaded
why do
not
we
guilty
need to
to
let
a
it
DUI.
get to that point before we try and say something about it?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
As in that, so you're talking about, well, Jeff Hardy's messed up more than Jimmy Uso. Great. But that's not a good thing. Jimmy Uso's already messed up as it is. We need to nip that shit in the bud before it ends up like Jeff Hardy.
But see, Jimmy got 2 DUIs, but his DUIs are not on the same level as Hardy's. When Hardy got pulled over them 3 times, he did extra shit compared to
DUI.
Uso.
Is still a DUI. That's like trying to.
Oh yeah, I remember when Jeff Hardy was in TNA and he was fighting under the influence. There's way more shit that's wrong with Jeff Hardy
shit
than
like
Jimmy
that.
Uso.
You see what happened to Alicia Fox. If the whole thing is this, it's nice to have family ties in a business, and that's the issue. It's nice to have family ties. If Undertaker was to go out right now and have a DUI, that shit would be buried so fucking fast. Why? Because the level of respect is different for certain superstars.
It's the fucking
Vince McMahon doesn't have to have respect for the Usos, but he has respect for the Fatu family. That's all.
Yeah,
no, it shouldn't be okay. It shouldn't be okay. It should not be okay. But that's it. It pays to be close to the boss.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. That's the whole entire situation.
I agree. The Hardys isn't a fair comparable because they don't have that lineage, right? As far as why it happened. And whether we like it or not, listen, there's a lot of people who are fucking rich loaded or in movies or have a record label or a record career because of who they knew, who they were related to.
Who they knew. Networking is the key. Networking is the key. Think about this too. The Hardys, they weren't loyal to WWE, were they? They left. They went to TNA and they went to other companies. The Usos, WWE, the whole Fatu family, they stayed in the WWE. Some of them may have went to the WCW, or I don't know. I can't go that far back because I don't know that much about it. But they have been in the WWE for years. These are fucking 2nd generation, 3rd generation, damn near 4th generation. The Rock's daughter is now in WWE. So she's a 3rd generation superstar, I believe. So we had the Fatu family legacy.
That's the Anoa'i family.
Protected.
There you go. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Anoa'i family, not the Fatu. Who the fuck is Fatu? That's the Usos.
Part of the Anoa'i.
The Usos and Solo.
So yeah, the whole Anoa'i family. That is what Rocky Johnson, his dad, all that shit.
Right.
They go deep. They go deep into wrestling, into the WWE itself.
And I get that. It's just, I guess, I fully understand where you guys are coming from, and I get that, and I respect it. I guess it's one of those, to me, it's one of those, especially when you have a Be a Star campaign and an anti-bully campaign and everything. You're a publicly traded company. Be better. Just that's I guess the best that I can say with this is just be better.
We'll just mock it.
No, because I knew that was clearly CM Punk pipe bomb. Where it's like, we have this whole anti-bullying campaign, and then the mic gets cut off.
Right.
But, hey, man, It's just now when we did figure out it was fucked up though. The Uso they did get the I forgot who it was, probably was Jimmy. He had the DUI during the time for the bloodline thing.
Yeah, that was
People
Jimmy.
that was you said what, Nick?
Jimmy's had 2. Jimmy's the only one that's had them.
Okay, cool. So Jimmy, he was the one that had the DUI, and it was during the whole bloodline thing where they were about to become tag champs.
Well, I think Jay had one.
They had that whole entire big combustion about like, oh, why the hell is he coming back? Why is he being able to be a champion? This and that.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm WWE and I know that this is my quote unquote long term booking, I'm gonna fuck the DUI because it wasn't severe. Now, if he did the same shit that Hardy did, driving under a suspended license, and then you just completely intoxicated and you still lying to the cop, and then you pleaded guilty in court. I mean, not guilty in court, and then some more shit. It's a difference.
But they took
the
took the championship off of Rob Van Dam because he was caught smoking weed with Sabu in a car. Like,
but how long ago was that?
Yeah, nowadays no one would give a shit.
Right, but that's the thing, though, is why do we give a shit about this? And I understand that I'm crossing different lines, but why do we give a shit about little stuff? But just because it's tied to a certain family line, and I understand at the end of the day why, because of Vince McMahon. But I'm just saying, be better as a company. Don't get caught up in that bullshit.
Yeah, but
that shouldn't at the end of the day matter, but I understand why it does. And that's the
but
sad
realize who's running the company.
Right, that's what I said. Like I said, I get it. It's just I guess I need to try and I feel I need to take the moral high ground somehow or try and,
Well,
no matter
you got to
what
see
you
the bigger
say,
picture.
I get why. I absolutely
no
get
matter
why.
what you say.
It's just one of those of that they could do so much better.
Yeah, they can, and that's what any company.
They can.
I know KJ. Look, KJ wanted to say something so bad, but look. If you think about it, I just said this recently too about Hardy yesterday. Or yeah, I think me and you were talking about it. It's a big fucking difference between the AEW management versus WWE management. WWE knows how to handle shit compared to AEW. We have Jeff Hardy incidents. I don't think that Jeff Hardy shit would have happened under WWE's watch at all. Why? Because people are on the road with each other 24/7.
Yeah.
They're on the road. Where in AEW, I'm with my brother, and my brother's not finna baby me at all. We know that for a fact. Unfortunately. So that's why we got that situation that we're in with Jeff Hardy now. Say if he would stay with WWE, could he have been drunk? Drink all you want to, but guess what? Your ass is not getting behind my wheel. Why? Because we're gonna go to this damn show, but your ass is gonna be in the backseat or in the fucking trunk, halfway fucking dead and drunk and sleep.
No, and I do agree with that, CJ. There was no way that's part of what happened. Remember, is they wanted him to go to rehab. They wanted him to get help. And he was like, no, I'm perfectly fucking fine. Leave me alone. And that's what it was. The minute they started, oh, wait, Jeff seems a little off. Jeff doesn't seem himself. Hey, Jeff, can you piss in this cup? We'd like you to go back to rehab. And he was like, no, I'm fine. They let him loose. He wasn't fine. So, and at the time, people wanted to fucking burn WWE to the ground, but they ended up vindicated because motherfucker out cruising sideways down the freeway. Like, it's not a good choice, and I do want to state that like a DUI is a DUI. I don't give a fuck about it wasn't as serious a DUI. Usos are just as guilty for doing stupid shit, and they all are. It's a tough thing that they do. And to your point, in a fair and just world, all the punishments would be equal, but it's not. And the Hardys, they didn't have to deal with them. They become expendable. You have, and like I think CJ nailed it when he said. He's right in the middle of our storytelling, and he fucked up. Are we mad at him? Yes. Do we bail on it? We probably should. Are the WWE going to do that? I'm sure they took a straw vote, and then it didn't win.
Right. And now if Hardy was in the same, if Hardy was in a situation where Jimmy was in, I can say this: Hardy would not have been fired. But do you think? Not even talking about DUI, the drinking problems. Hardy may have had a worse drinking problem than Jimmy Uso had. Oh, absolutely. And that's why we look at. That's why I simply said the two DUIs are different. And I'm not even trying to say they're different as DUIs.
Like I said, I fully, at the end of the day, I fully understand, respect, fully understand everything that you guys are saying. It's just to me that I understand what Jeff Hardy did was the absolute worst thing you could probably do. This man has a repeated history of this. He was over 3 times the legal limit, was out driving at 10 a.m. In a Jacksonville Jaguars shirt, and didn't know where he was, didn't know where he was going, didn't know how he got in a car or anything like that. But my thing is more of just that if we nip this in the bud now, then we don't get the Tammy Sitch stories. We don't get the Jeff Hardy stories.
But you always will, man.
I understand that, but I can at least hope.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Before we hit the next topic, Adam Cole is going to be out for AEW for a while, and CM Punk has a broken foot.
Yes, we knew that.
Oh no, not a broken foot.
I didn't know he had a broken foot. This is literally news to me. I didn't know he had a broken foot.
The story that came out was he did a stage dive and his foot hit the guardrail as he was entering the crowd. Now, part of me feels like that's just what they said because you can't do a buckshot lariat.
Yeah, well, there was that, and then there was when he was in that 6-man tag match with FTR when he tried to do like the clothesline off the top rope, like springboard style, and he fumbled the shit out of that. So there's some speculation it might have been then too.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, we can't assume. CM Punk isn't that old or decrepit. We've seen him do high spots. But it was funny just seeing like the 3 spots in a row go bad to the point where he's like, fuck it, tell everyone I'm hurt. I'm going home for a minute.
Right. Yeah. I need to fix my shit. I need to go train.
I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep the belt though. I like that belt.
But see, he didn't want to keep it. He didn't want to keep the draw.
Yeah, Tony Khan was just like, wait, you're big enough of a draw. We'll have an interim one. You stay here.
Yeah,
but if it was anybody else, there would have been a vacated title, kind of like what Ilya Dragunov's doing right now.
The man needs serious.
Wait, he what happened with him?
He got injured, and like on one of the NXT UK tapings, he vacated the NXT UK title.
NXT UK title is now for grabs.
Trent Seven. That's my prediction.
I was gonna say Trent Seven. That dude is fucking crazy as hell.
He's doing sick right now, especially after the breakup of what's it called, Mustache Mountain.
Mustache Mountain, yeah.
Look
at Nick. Look at Nick.
My favorite part of the show is this right here. This right here. I was watching it the whole time. He's just cringing.
He's just like, hey, no, not Trent Seven. Okay, who do you think then?
No,
I
fully agree with Trent Seven. It's just to me, I'm curious as to how many people actually knew of Trent Seven before this heel turn.
Wait, before the who?
When he was in Black and Gold NXT.
Yeah, he was on Black and Gold.
Yeah, he was one of the tag champs.
And so, how much have you followed him in the NXT UK?
I haven't.
It's the same thing by Pete Dunne then. You can say the same thing about Pete
Pete Dunne wasn't in NXT UK. He was in an NXT main roster.
He was in NXT UK.
The one that went into
NXT UK. He was one of the longest running.
He was the champion.
He was the longest reigning before Walter came in.
Bro, he was there. He was
there when they started.
And then he came.
No,
that championship existed before that brand did.
Well, yes, but then when that brand
existed,
where?
On NXT.
He was on NXT.
It did not.
NXT UK championship didn't exist before NXT UK.
Yeah, that championship did. But then when they made the NXT UK, he was still the champ then, and he was on the show.
That's what I'm saying. It existed before the show existed.
Pete Dunne was on UK before Black and Gold.
They had a tournament to figure out who was the first one ever.
Yeah, and that was Tyler Bate.
The NXT UK didn't exist then.
No, it was on NXT.
No.
I watched the show.
No, it didn't exist.
Nick, you're absolutely wrong. NXT, the championship belt was established December the 15th, 2016. UK was established the same exact day.
Yes.
And that was Tyler Bate when it started, and then it was Pete Dunne, 70 days later? Oh no, 100-something days later.
They had the tournament, did they not? It was a really good tournament.
Comment on the damn day. I love NXT UK.
I mean, they just don't build it enough, you know?
Well, I mean, it's not meant to be built enough for us. Their market is overseas, so we are.
That doesn't even watch it.
Right? They're like, when was the last time you saw a New Japan commercial? You don't see them often unless they're on AEW. It's that market. So a lot of fans say that we know nothing about NXT UK. You're not really supposed to unless you're looking for it. I don't know.
No one even in the UK watches it.
Well,
how do you know that though?
Louis,
We
All
don't
right.
know
There you
more
go,
than
Louis.
that. Louis watches
don't even
it.
say
Cool, I
that's
can
one
type
person.
some shit too. You want me to go leave a comment saying I love NXT UK too?
I don't
But
think you
he's
would.
from the UK. Louis probably has more UK comment.
No, I don't have an issue with NXT UK. That's this whole thing spun out of that. I
Oh,
felt that B Priestley's that she should get called up to the main roster, because to me, at the end of the day, that regardless of how we feel about WWE,
Okay, fuck it. We're gonna have this conversation. Dude.
What does this have anything to do with
Exactly.
Trent Seven?
Yeah,
and
we're
the
gonna
UK
have this
title?
conversation.
No,
We're
BJ,
gonna
this-
have this conversation.
We're gonna have this conversation then.
We're
Nick
going
told-
viral.
Okay, so everybody that's here, all
Yes.
22 of the millions of fans. If you guys
Everybody.
know that WWE has horrible creative, and when they bring up people from NXT, when they were bringing up people from the Black and Gold brand, aka they brought up Ricochet, he had a belt, lost the belt very soon. So why
Yes.
would you bring somebody from a UK show that has more potential on that quote unquote WWE indie show to shine up to the main roster, where as soon as you bring them up, they're going to be shit. They're going to be shat on, just like Raquel Gonzalez. Her name got changed, and now she's shit.
With you.
Tony
That's the thing, is
Storm.
I'm not fully disagreeing
Tony
with you. I
Storm.
understand that
Gunther.
WWE creative is shit.
Well,
I
Gunther
understand
not
that,
really
but
right
me, if
now,
I'm
but
building a
soon.
company, I want the main people that I want, the stars that I built that I want to shine. The guy that should be the end goal. You at any job you want to get promoted, right? To me, going to the main roster is a promotion. I understand that WWE creative is
It
shit.
is not.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, if we took WWE creative out of it as a whole, if we were looking at this as what they intend it to be, then being on the main roster should be the ultimate promotion.
Yes.
I understand WWE creative is bullshit and that they
Yes.
fuck up more people than they, absolutely deserve to fuck up.
And see,
But-
that's where I was coming from. That's why I was saying. That's why I was like, why would you bring her up when she's going to get Tommaso
Right, but
Ciampa?
that's what I was saying.
He
More
lost
just
his fucking name.
Tommaso
I was more
Ciampa
saying
is
now
just
he's
the
like
bodyguard
being
and
on a
bounty
bigger
hunter
stage.
now.
Oh, so you're just saying that she should be on a bigger stage, but see, your comment said she should be brought up to the main roster, and that's why I was saying no. If she brought up to the main
This
roster,
is
she's
why
not on the
it's better
bigger
to
stage.
talk versus text.
No, but it's still, I'm still going to stick by whatever the hell we texted, because it's the same concept. No matter what, you said she should be brought up to a bigger stage. We all know for a fact Raw and SmackDown is not the biggest stage at all, unless your name is Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns,
Ronda
Seth
Rousey,
Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair,
Theory.
Bianca Belair. Fucking
Get
Theory
bigger.
is the number one on
But
that
it should
goddamn
be
list
though.
at this
That's the
point.
thing. I guess this goes all the way back
Correct.
to what we
It
were talking
should
about
be.
towards the beginning of the show, is that we shouldn't just let WWE off the hook just because they're WWE. It
No,
should be
we're
a big
not.
thing when people go to the main roster, but we let them off the hook just because we expect them to be bullshit. No, if we expect them to be better, if we demand them to actually pay attention to the mid-card titles because Roman's off TV,
We've been
expect them to pay attention to the
demanding
women's
this for
championships, then-
years. We've been demanding
Right.
for years. What the hell have they given us? Nothing.
Because
So
they
that-
made $1 billion fucking dollars.
And that's where my argument comes to. Don't bring me up to the main roster. I want to be the Tommaso Ciampa. I want to be the Johnny Gargano of of WWE. I want to stay in this black and gold brand. I want to stay in NXT. Why? Because I can shine. We know, I'm telling you, we personally all know
okay.
more people that's in NXT that wasn't on the black and gold NXT than we knew about on the main roster. We didn't give a hell about the big championship. We didn't care about Brock Lesnar. We was like, we want to see Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa again, or Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa again, or Velveteen Dream versus Tommaso Ciampa. We cared about the NXT brand. That's what we
Right.
cared about. That instantly became the A show. That instantly was that, and it's still kind of sort of the same way. The reason why I say this is because we ain't got Roman Reigns. They not giving us Intercontinental Championship belt or the United States, so we can go ahead and. I'm invested more into Carmelo Hayes' fucking title more than I am in Braun Breaker's. Why? Because Braun is already being taught. He's being treated like a Brock Lesnar. He's been treated as a big attraction that's going to constantly keep fucking winning. But Carmelo Hayes, he can take a loss. He can bounce back. He has a better gimmick, just like that. Braun Breaker, he is a second generation fucking superstar already. He's already getting that damn treatment. I'm Rick Steiner's or whoever the fuck he was, son. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna get that Charlotte Flair treatment. Why? Because my daddy did it before I did.
Right,
Yeah,
but that's
Carmelo
why I
Hayes
agree
can't
with
say the
you that
same.
out of 7 hours of TV time, that they maybe are able to do a good half an hour to an hour out of that. That's what I agree with you fully, that there's a problem with that they need to fix their creative process.
You ain't high, bro.
We've been saying this for
The
years
end
that
goal
they need
should
to
be
fix their
that they
creative.
should want to be.
It ain't gonna happen.
You know,
They ain't gonna fix their damn creative. We've been saying this for years.
right? But if we just keep letting it's one of those. If you just keep letting it go, then
But we
how
not
do you
letting it
expect them
go.
to be better.
We've
We're
been
not.
never letting
We're
it
not.
go. We've been
Bro,
saying
if
each
we-
and every
okay.
single damn week, hey, you know, your creative sucks. Do they
If we
care?
let it
No,
go-
because the money.
If we let it go, no, fuck the money. If we let it go, Nick, that would not be another company. That would not be AEW. Why? Because wrestling fans would have simply said, "Fuck it, WWE's gonna do what they want to do." We got AEW, right? That's us telling us that there's bigger and better things out here in this world for us. If WWE can't fix it, we're gonna go watch the Black and Gold brand, the new Black and Gold brand, which is AEW. We're gonna go watch that show. Why? Because you killed Triple H's dream. AEW got that dream. They making it work over there. As simple as that. So that's what I'm saying. I don't need to see nobody being brought up. Braun Breaker's going to be brought up to to the main roster. Is he going to have a great career up there? Yes, he is. They're going to take that extra K out of his name and just make him Braun fucking Breaker.
So then, do you just hope for these guys to get released at this point?
It's not a hope to get released. It's a simple fact is all we can do is hold on and hope for the better. That's all we can do.
That's why I'm saying though that's an inherent flaw to me though, that you don't want them to grow within that own company. You want them.
But how you know they're not growing on NXT?
You want them to get released.
No one will grow in WWE unless your name is Roman Reigns or Brock.
But that's what I'm saying is a fucking problem.
No,
yeah, that is
agreeing with you.
There's nothing you can do to fix it.
Sorry, Will, finish that thought.
I'm saying that unless you're one of those names, or unless you're very fucking over, like you're a Liv Morgan, you know, or Vince really likes you, like an Austin Theory, there is no way anyone, you can be a random Joe Schmo and call yourself John Doe. There ain't no way you're going to be as big of a pedestal like Roman Reigns unless you're 265 pounds or you're a woman and everyone fucking loves you. That's it.
True. No, here's the thing, though, and I'm listening to you guys kind of go back and forth, and there's two separate things at play here. One, if you take all your emotion out of it, the hierarchy is, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3. And anything outside of North America is your periphery, and you kind of have your, you know, overseas development, like NXT UK is just the way it is. And then you have NXT is the next grade. You see the NXT UK superstars come over, generally hit NXT for a little while, and then we figure it out. And then the top of the food chain in all of wrestling, no matter how you feel about their creative, no matter how you feel about the company, no matter how you feel about what the fuck they do on a weekly basis, it is the alpha in the wrestling world, and it has been. It is at the top of the food chart. AEW fans could go, no, AEW is better. No, at the end of the day, the king of the castle right now is the main roster in WWE, period. So then when are there feelings of apprehension? Like, no, we don't want our stars to get promoted. Yeah, it's possible that we've seen them fuck up so many that we don't want it to happen. But every person is still looking for that promotion. If for no other reason, you're about to get paid and then released, most likely. But yeah, two separate things here. And overall, yeah, we don't want to see them go up and fizzle. You'd rather see them be a superstar in NXT UK or a superstar in the Black and Gold brand or the Colorful brand, whatever one. You want to see them shine. But at the end of the day, they're all going to funnel up the way, and we'll figure out what happens.
Well, yeah, I think we're just kind of both coming at it from just different angles, to be honest.
Yes. As the third party here.
Right.
As the official. Right here, I was saying, then to this point right here where Louis' question, which is the main roster. I mean, if the main roster isn't the big stage, then what is the big stage? To me personally, NXT will always be the bigger stage. Why? It's 2 hours of wrestling.
No.
It's 2 hours of wrestling. No.
You may think that. No one else thinks that.
No, it's not the big stage. It's the best stage.
Okay, sure. Go ahead. You can say, the fucking big stage is gonna be fucking WrestleMania if we're just talking about stupid shit like that.
Yeah, but the best stage where you would best rather be would always be NXT. If you're in WWE, though.
Right.
The biggest stage in the world, if you're a wrestler, is WWE main roster, period.
But how though? Tommaso Ciampa is not a big guy no more. You guys even admitted it multiple times.
He's a bounty hunter.
We understand that, CJ. We understand that. What we're saying is from if this was to work properly, then it should be.
Yeah, if it works
Yeah, if it
properly,
would work
sure.
properly.
Right,
but
that's what we're
we're
saying. Is
acting
that's
like
where
it's
there's the
realistic.
problem.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're making this realistic as to how it is right now. If it was supposed to work properly, yes, every person wants to be on Raw.
Right.
or
That's
SmackDown.
all I was saying. That's all
Yes,
I was
I
saying.
know that's all you're saying.
Okay.
There you
Okay.
go.
So I can't hear when everybody talking. So I may
Yeah,
have definitely
so-
missed
All
that.
excuses. Make
No,
excuses.
seriously,
Taking
like,
this both sides. Yeah.
yeah, but if this was
Kill him.
going back into reality, the biggest stage is still going to be NXT no matter what.
The best stage is always
no!
no.
Right.
That
biggest-
takes away what I've been saying. The best
I'll
stage
give you
is
an idea.
NXT. The biggest is Raw or SmackDown.
So
always.
KJ,
I
you
will-
telling me right now, being in real life at today time, knowing what we got right now, the biggest stage right now is to be on the main roster, knowing what the main roster does to guys like Tommaso Ciampa.
Irrelevant. It's still
Ricochet.
the
Draws more
biggest stage.
ratings.
They might shoot you in the nuts when you walk out on that stage.
Bro, look what happened to Karrion Kross. Look
That
what
has
happened.
nothing
They
to do
turned that man into a damn
Bearcat
action
Lee.
figure.
CJ,
Keith
that has nothing,
Bearcat Lee.
but that has
Man.
nothing to do with the size of the stage that we're talking about.
Nikki
The
AS
biggest
stage.
stage you can be on is the WWE one.
We get
Like
it's
I
a
said.
shit stage. More
Okay,
on
okay,
this
let me
is a
ask you.
Raw
No,
and
no, no,
SmackDown.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you
Hey,
this.
bro.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask all y'all this then.
I love this.
NXT Black and Gold when Triple H was running and we had all the indie guys on that show. Were you guys invested into NXT more? Are you guys saying that? I'm sorry. Were you guys saying the A show was NXT? Or were you guys saying the A show was Raw or SmackDown?
A
But
show
the
is
argument
NXT.
here is the
Definitely.
biggest stage.
But what I'm saying is this though:
No
the
arguing
Black
best
and
versus
Gold brand
biggest.
that was the biggest stage. That shit brought in more shit. AEW wasn't
Right,
tripping
but
about
no,
Raw
like
SmackDown.
what Will said, you're arguing best versus biggest. More Raw and SmackDown draw bigger in ratings. They draw more attention. Those are household names. NXT is the better show to watch. But Raw
Okay,
and
NBA.
SmackDown
okay,
are the
no.
general
So
one.
here, so y'all talking about ratings then and money wise.
No,
That's
talking
what y'all
about
wanna
treatment.
talk
I'm
about.
talking about treatment. I'm talking
Treatment.
about
If
record
you're
treatment.
talking about treatment, that means that the biggest and baddest
Oh,
stage is
that's a completely
NXT.
different argument.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, fuck it. NXT, like I said, NXT will
Mm.
always be the biggest,
CJ's favorite
the
show.
best show, no matter what. It's
not the
it's common
biggest,
sense.
but it's the
I can
best.
come. I'm gonna keep saying it's the biggest just because I can trust going to NXT. If I'm a MJF, I can go to NXT right now and most likely keep my same gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just have to dumb it down just a little bit. But once
You
I
could
come
go to
up to
NXT
them,
and keep your same gimmick. Alba Fire, Fabian
Gunther!
Eichner.
she was on NXT
Right.
UK. She was on NXT UK.
Fabian Eichner.
We already seen that shit. But I'm just saying, come on,
Tommaso
just
Ciampa.
think about it.
Like,
Also,
when-
Ciampa
when-
was still the same
when-
on NXT.
When War Machine came to WWE, they got what did they get their name changed to?
Viking experience.
No, when they came to NXT,
Oh,
War Raiders.
Machine.
they
Oh,
weren't
yeah,
even the
War
War Raiders.
Raiders.
That was what was
There
the
was War
original
Machine
name?
on Ring of Honor and all that. Yeah.
There was War Machine on Ring of Honor. When they came to
War
WWE,
Raiders,
they got called War Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when the War Raiders left NXT, they had the same exact gimmick that they had when it was a War Machine, right? The same exact little
Yeah.
model, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Viking
I'm the
experience.
Viking Raiders. I'm sorry, whatever the fuck that was called, War Machine or War Raiders, whatever. I went to Raw or SmackDown, and then my name got changed
Raw.
to the Viking Raiders
Viking experience, and
and
then
the Viking
Raiders.
Experience.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I can trust coming to NXT because I can keep my same gimmick.
Okay.
The name is going to change. I may go from MJF to fucking
Wendy
HJK.
too.
Oh, shit.
there you go.
No.
Oh, if
That's-
they
no,
fucking
you
do
can't-
that,
no,
I'll
you
get that out of my
You can't
head.
bring that up. You cannot bring that one up.
Oh, I can't bring up the nuclear code.
You can't.
I
You
found
can't.
a cheat code.
It was two
Bring up
different.
Wendy Chu, the
QR
shittiest gimmick
code.
that they've come up with.
No,
Damn.
because that was under two different creatives. That was NXT Black and Gold versus NXT 2.0.
Same company. Same company.
No, it was it, but
It's the same
NXT
company.
NXT Black and
Same
Gold felt
company.
like a different. But didn't
Same
NXT?
company.
But did NXT Black and Gold feel like a different company? Too?
Oh, it did, but it's still the
It
same
doesn't
company.
matter. It doesn't like if
I
McDonald's.
rest
Why
my
do you
damn
rest
case.
your case? That's the
I
shittiest
rest
thing
my
ever.
case. It's not. It's
No,
Okay.
the shittiest thing ever is Theory
Yes,
winning
sir.
Money in the Bank, bro.
He's gonna
I rest
cash
my-
in on the NXT champion.
Yeah.
No.
Austin
Well,
Theory
I hope
versus
he
Braun
does.
Breaker
Better not
for
be
the
fucking
NXT
Roman.
Championship.
There you go. Surprise everybody. No, so here's the thing.
Matt Riddle is matter of fact. Matt Riddle is the only person that went to that was on NXT and came to WWE in the main roster and kept the same gimmick. That's the only guy.
Yeah, because no one can believe him being anything aside from
no.
the high
But
guy.
you're talking about names versus a gimmick. You're not getting that.
No,
I've been saying
any other gimmick. That's the point. He couldn't change.
Where were pigeons flying out of his flip flops in NXT?
That's out of his ass. And now it's giraffes and frogs and zebras.
I got you there.
No, you didn't. You didn't get anything because I'm about to chew you up and spit it back out to you one more time.
No, wait.
NXT Black and Gold. You guys just said NXT Black and Gold for like a different company. However, it was the same exact company. Matt Riddle was on that company. He didn't have the butterflies and shit. Why? Because NXT Black and Gold was meant to feel like a different professional wrestling company compared to main roster. We have gimmicks. That's what I'm getting to. War Machine got changed to the Viking Experience. Ricochet is still Ricochet, but Ricochet isn't fighting like he used to fight in NXT Black and Gold at all. Same thing with Riddle. Riddle lost his first name. However, now he has fucking giraffes. He's kicking fucking flip flops off and shit. And doing all this extra. Hey, Randy. Bianca Belair is another person. She was better in NXT, but now she's up here on the main roster. She's getting this quote unquote push, but she's world champion. But do it feel like that? That's a world champion to you?
Absolutely.
How?
There you go.
Her reign is shit.
She has the belt.
Okay.
Wait.
Ricochet had the belt. Ricochet had the belt. What did they mean for Ricochet? He got smashed by a Walter.
Right, but they value the
died.
A hell of a lot more than they do
Sasha
in
Banks
any
was a big
championship. Does Gunther feel like a champion right now to you?
Yes. He feels like a champion now.
Gunther is dominant, man.
Yeah, but that's booking. That's a completely different situation.
Gunther, I believe, is champion.
You guys are completely right that WWE continually fucks up talent. WWE completely fucking punch shit down the road. We're completely right. But CJ, you got a computer in front of you. Let me ask a question. What shows during the week in wrestling globally get watched more than any other show?
That's a different argument. I'm not talking.
No, but we're talking when you say about being and wanting to be in the biggest stage, that's where you want it to be. Now, I agree with you, but the other side of this argument becomes the creative and how they treat and fucking everybody's names up and changing everything. It sucks. It's like getting promoted to the job you always wanted. When you get there, you find out it fucking sucks. That's the problem.
Yeah, your name's Tim, and they give you a name tag for Jim.
Yeah, your name's Ryan, but like on your job, your name's like Tony.
What's the show or the movie where they only could fit 3 letters on the name tag?
But I'm just saying,
WWE.
KJ, your argument, bro, that right there was strictly the biggest stage because it's ratings and what draws in money.
Yes, 100%. 100%. You can't argue that. That's fact.
But right, and I'm not.
The world is the stage with the most people watching. Period.
And I can agree with that. However, is this when you think about this Monday Night Raw? Tell me one thing you remember about that. Same thing with SmackDown. Give me one thing you remember about that. Where's the I can watch it all day. Where's the I'm finna go home. I'm gonna talk about this shit all damn day to my boys. Where's that at?
Yeah, doesn't happen.
Well, I could be like, hey, did you catch Raw with Otis puking after a hot dog eating contest?
Right, that's the thing.
Right. But you're gonna talk about that though. Is that memorable though?
Right, but that's the thing though. Is that no?
That's mean.
Pause.
That's mean.
No, but I'm just trying to get to it because I don't want to keep dragging it on.
No, it's dragging.
When you on Raw and SmackDown, you're gonna think about the biggest thing. If Brock Lesnar comes back, I'm gonna say, okay, Brock came back. Roman's on the show. I'm gonna say Roman is on the show. Usos had the tag match. We talked about that for a week or two. NXT Black and Gold. Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Ricochet, Velveteen Dream. Those are guys that you watch matches back to back.
Do you know how many people in the planet? I agree with you on that.
Hold on, time out. Wait a minute. Hold on. One at a time.
How many people in the world don't know a fucking clue about Velveteen Dream? Have never heard that name before, or Tommaso Ciampa, or No. But that's what we're talking about. Like, there, like like you say, oh, well, yeah. With your world, it's the biggest thing. It's the biggest. I'd rather talk about Adam Cole in this. And you're right. I was just like that. The fact that they built this brand that was so gritty and grimy and real and less gimmicky and more fucking perfect. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's lots of people out there that never ever saw one episode of NXT at all, but they've seen every single fucking episode of SmackDown and Raw.
But are we talking now? Let me ask you
Well,
this:
that's 'cause they didn't have the
Are we
network
getting into real wrestling fans? Are we getting into real wrestling fans? Or people that just watching the
Right,
damn
but how
show
many times do you need to
Real
split hairs
wrestling
about
fans
this
is the
before you kind of, you're splitting the atom too much here of,
How
are
am
we
I
talking real wrestling fans?
Because this is wrestling,
Are we
though.
talking
This-
NXT Barcelona? Are we
Yeah,
talking NXT
right.
2.0? Are we talking
somebody
Triple
that
H branded? Are we
watches-
talking now? Like,
If I'm somebody that
cares about
watches,
it?
if I'm somebody that watches Barney on a weekly fucking basis, I know everything about Barney because I'm a fucking fan of Barney. But if I'm somebody that watches NXT every fucking day, if I watch Monday Night Raw, if I watch SmackDown every damn day, I'm going to know what show I like, what show gives me more attention. That's what I'm saying.
And
right,
because
but is there
are we
more
talking
of
about
you than the
wrestling
casual
fans?
audience?
Nick, if your 8-year-old child right now watches a fucking show, not saying you have a kid or whatever, but if your fucking 8-year-old child was to watch NXT, Raw, or SmackDown, what the fuck can they say that they remember besides?
I'm not disagreeing with you on that, though. That's the thing, is you think I'm disagreeing with you on that.
I'm not
at
saying
all.
y'all
I'm not.
disagreeing. I'm just getting my point across because every time I say something, I got
that's not the
KJ,
point we're
Anything
debating.
fucking did.
but KJ is talking about ratings. I'm talking about what the hell is memorable.
Yeah, but so
understand
where I
that's
get fucked
better.
up and I
What
think
we're
we're
saying
Nick
with
fucked.
watches.
Go, Nick.
NXT
No.
is more memorable than the big
Okay.
shows.
I agree.
Okay, then
It
fuck the
used to be,
conversation.
not anymore. You're right. All we got stuck on was the fact of like whether we like it or not. And the AEW fans can be like, "Oh, AEW is the best ever." Yeah, they might be right. The guys who love whatever people love out there, whatever your preference is, like, dude, you could be the fucking world's biggest fucking. I don't know, give me something fucking stupid. The world's biggest baby fan doesn't make him the biggest artist in the world. If you like him, like, fuck. There's other people out there. So yes, we get it. It's more compelling. It's more interesting. It has, we buy into it better for us wrestling fans. But at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, the giant is up above. They just got to do a better job of fucking handling their creative.
Which
So
I never will.
Okay. So with that phrase right there, and I'm not even shooting it no more. With that phrase, since people like me that understands that NXT was a more memorable show, was that kind of sort of Vince's plan to kill that show so damn bad where people are forced to only fucking like my show, my Raw and SmackDown show instead?
Irrelevant. You're still the best. You made $1 billion and everyone else is making pennies. Fuck them all.
Penny, nickel, dime, penny.
All right, you guys. On some better news, my favorite commentator in the world, Pat McAfee, just signed a new multi-year contract with
Yes!
WWE.
Oh, there we go.
Yo, boys, am I the only one actually
Paul,
winning?
WrestleMania 40, book it.
Yes.
Wait, can I time out? Can we time out? Where's
Right.
my bell? 1 minute. I will take a moment to remind everybody out there, because I've seen a lot of new faces pop up. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do live streams for all your major shows. Kind of not anymore for Impact, but we're
Sorry for those who like Impact, but
yeah, we are checking in on Impact. Actually, my stream paused because Impact can be a bitch. But that being said, folks, we are here 7 days a week, most weeks, and unless the wrestling isn't there, which it happens. But we are here all week long. I'm legitimately sweating at this point just being on a fucking podcast with you fuckers. So
That's why I got a side fan.
Yeah.
right? Like,
I'm gonna take the
subscribe,
house down.
share. Let everyone know we're here. Thursdays we do Let's Rumble, but tomorrow night we're coming back doubleheader. We have a live stream of SmackDown, a live stream of Rampage, and there are a whole bunch of other shenanigans. Fridays are always fucked around here, and sorry to be so crude, but it is kind of chaotic. And then Saturday, we might be here Saturday. We'll let you guys know. Click that little bell so you know when we're going to pop up. Pat McAfee got extended, and I'm exhausted.
And and remember, guys, this is going to be on Spotify either the day that it's live or the day after. So, hey, all you Spotify lovers, if you're listening to this right now, you missed it live. It's way better live. So subscribe to YouTube. No, if you're from YouTube, go to Spotify, man.
Boss,
lost
I
Bob.
hope that I can change your
be a
opinion
friend,
right
though.
now. I want to change your opinion so bad about Pat McAfee. You tell me you.
Oh,
So do you not? Are you saying what does he benefit? What the fuck kind of comment, bro? What?
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck do you mean? You said, bro? You just go to therapy, bro. You just need marriage counseling at that point.
Was your
I don't know.
rod? Was your rod attached to your friend Jim when you sat on it?
What
Just
the
curious.
fuck was
Oh my god!
Damn.
Jordan Soley spinning in his grave. Holy shit, going way back. No, sorry.
What do I do? I don't want to lose her, man.
Man, say yes.
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue.
So Boss Monster says, why fucking McAfee? You gotta spell McAfee's name terribly. wrong. It's
Fucking
M-I-A.
yeah.
It's
This is not
McAfee.
McAfee. This is not antivirus.
It's
Right.
It's McAfee.
So, boss, when you say what does he have to offer to true wrestling fans, are you meaning as
Everything.
commentating wise, or are you talking about
Everything.
wrestling wise? Because I can shoot on
Commentating.
both for you. I
Oh,
can shoot on both.
Me and you go for days. on
Like,
this.
fuck yeah. I mean, he has the passion, you know? That's why people love fucking Mauro Ronaldo so much. Is that he has the passion. Remember when Brock came back, SummerSlam 2021, and he was like shooting the shit. He was like, his voice was cracking and he was all excited and all that. We barely have commentators like that anymore. They're just like sitting there. Oh, and by the way, Bianca Belair, fireman's carry. That's it. Oh, she got the win.
Imagine Pat McAfee goes to AEW and commentates with who the hell is the guy in the middle? Is that who's the commentators on AEW? Isn't it the guy in the damn mask?
or Excalibur,
Jim
or
Ross,
JR.
Excalibur, and
Excalibur
Tony
sucks.
Schiavone.
Nah, see,
Tony's awful.
McAfee wouldn't even fit in AEW. I don't think so. I think he'll have too much cussing for me.
No.
Yeah, so nah. So, but boss, you saying what does he have to offer? McAfee is one of the better commentators on. To me personally, he's probably the best commentator that we do have in WWE right now. I don't
could
like
say
Corey
that.
Graves because he's so biased. And the black guy, I can never fucking remember his name.
Byron Saxton.
Byron is trash
Byron.
as fuck. He's complete garbage.
God, he's robbing the fucking company. Robbery.
Legit,
It is
legitimately.
larceny every week that man sits in that chair and just collects a paycheck to go, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, sure thing, Corey.
yeah. Oh, come on.
I mean, like, boss, I don't even know why
Yeah,
you said CJ won, Nick won. What the fuck did Nick have a one on?
No,
I'm
I don't give a
confused.
shit
What
about that.
happened?
I was still talking
No,
about
I'm
that.
confused at what
Getting
just
a one. What
happened.
the
No,
fuck?
why you even why are you even paying attention to that shit? I ain't worried
Because
about that
this is a Wrestling for Life network. We gotta pay attention to our fans. That's why, damn it.
shit. Right, but I don't
Damn
care.
it.
We
I'm
ain't on
just
the-
confused. No, I legit want to know what the fuck did you get a one on? I'm lost. I'm lost.
I
He
I
just
have
gave me-
no
I like
clue.
that you think that highly of me, CJ. But anyways, I was just gonna say that Pat, I think, like you said, he's the best commentator going right now.
Yeah.
He's the one commentator that I would actually want to listen to across any
Mhm.
promotion, anything like that. And not to mention, he still gets that true fan experience because he's a bit in that, like we talked about with Logan Paul. Of is Logan Paul going to fully commit to WWE, or is he going to still kind of keep his balance? And I kept saying he's going to have that Pat McAfee deal to where McAfee still does his
100%.
show, still, where he'll have WWE guys on, but he doesn't know, the ins and outs of what's going on before he shows up for commentary. Like even when the whole Sasha Naomi thing popped off, he's like, don't ask me because I don't know shit about shit. There's people on the internet that are wrestling fans that probably know way more than me. Like,
Huh?
he's an actual fan, and he
Yeah.
brings a ton of entertainment and a ton of excitement. He reminds
That's
me
the best thing about
like
him.
Bobby Heenan almost.
That's the best thing
I think
about
there's a neck brace.
Yeah.
This is a neck brace. But tell me another commentator right now that goes off and you believe them, and you're like, whatever he's yelling about, I'm excited too. When was the last time? And I think Pat McAfee
JR.
actually gets a little. Yeah, we need a JR. We need a guy who's going to grab the mic and go, Stone Cold, Stone Cold.
Right,
That's
that's Pat.
Yeah.
Right?
Or when someone's doing something bad, it's like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what?
well, have
No,
you
but
seen
no.
he cut-
Let me rephrase mine. Truly, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. That's it. Those are the two best.
Michael Cole
Pat
still,
McAfee-
is still a little bland. Like he
No,
says something you
but
would
Pat
expect an
McAfee
executive
gives him
to
that
say.
energy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat
McAfee is
McAfee
what's
has
helping
the energy. Michael Cole, not really, unless the cameras are on him. You know, that's what I think.
Come
He
on now.
seems way
when
too
John
more
Cena came back.
executive-y and more like
He
No,
got to.
Michael
like
Cole
business
worked
side.
as a straight man to Pat McAfee. Like McAfee sits there and cuts
He works it
promos
when he humps
before
his
the
head.
whole show starts off of, we are here tonight in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and just goes on and gets the whole crowd fired up into it. He just has that level of energy, that level of that certain intangible that some people have and some people don't. And Michael Cole plays the perfect straight man to him. Like I can even ask my wife right now, who's a casual wrestling fan, who specifically hates Michael Cole on commentary. She watched the interview that Michael Cole did
it's like my mom.
on Pat's show and instantly changed her entire opinion on Michael Cole. They have an actual friendship that started since that whole tuxedo short incident at WrestleMania, to where Vince was like, yeah, I've seen LeBron wear them. I'm hip. Like,
Oh my
was
God.
hilarious, bro.
right.
No, but what I said, what makes Pat McAfee the best commentator that's in WWE right now is he's a fan himself.
Yeah.
This shit is new to him. He's been in the ring. I mean, his in-ring work isn't that bad either. I mean,
he trains with one of the best ever. Like he's in a barn training to wrestle.
yeah. So,
He bought his own ring.
Yeah, so he can definitely go in the ring if he needs to. But what makes him the best person is he has his own talk show. He does this shit for a living and shit. And if you think about it, he's smart as fuck. Long-term booking between him and Baron Corbin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck off. That was just a coincidence. They got lucky on that one. That's not
I highly doubt
it.
Sometimes, like I did with Bobby, you backslide into a victory.
Backslide right into it. Even the sun shines on a dog's
Just
ass.
imagine Pat McAfee with Corey Graves. You think that shit gonna work?
Oh, those two are great on Money in the Bank. Like that's the thing is, I will admit, Pat McAfee is the guy that I look up to as somebody that's an inspiration of mine. So to me, to see him do what he's doing, to where he's got his own company, his own brand, everything, after having a NFL career, and to still be able to make an impact and make a presence and everything in professional wrestling, something completely outside of his world and everything, and instantly get over and instantly have respect and credibility. Absolutely. The more he's on my TV, the better, honestly.
Right? You see him when he grabs the mic and he jumps up on the table. He's smart enough. Like he watched 90s wrestling like we did, where and new wrestling doesn't have enough of this. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Because till this day, we still do the fucking what? Before we did this show today, I got the sneezes, and Nick starts going, what between my sneezes?
What?
But Pat was doing that. Like Pat jumps up on the table and he's like, whatever it is, he's playing with the fans. Don't you want to see this? Yeah. Aren't you feeling good? Yeah. Like he's like a rock and roll guy. And like you said, you genuinely believe he's a fan. Michael Cole, like the problem with Graves and Pat together is I still think you need like the announcer guy to call what's happening.
Yeah, you need a straight man to the hype man.
But Cole, Pat, and Graves might work really good. I am sick of Cole because, and I don't know how much of it is totally Cole's fault, because it's the little things with Cole of like, here comes Sasha. It's boss time. She comes back out 25 minutes later for her match after her promo. It's boss time. She fucking comes back next week. It's boss time. I'm so sick of hearing the same shit out of your mouth. But I don't know. Maybe he's told to do that every fucking time. It's stupid.
Oh, absolutely. They very much have Vince chirping in the
Yeah,
ear
or like
that.
Roman and being like the big dog.
The big dog. Which
So
we talk
guys
about
tired?
the whole AR and everything that like Roman and now the Usos have. Like that's just it's a bit too much.
my brother.
Like
How the
statues
fuck
and
did we
everything.
get there?
I don't know,
Usos
but
are
it's
horrible.
distracting as hell.
Man.
How did we get there?
Oh yeah, the Usos had the AR at Money in the Bank.
Oh, okay. Did Dynamite Impact end?
Well, I mean, no, it shouldn't. It's quarter.
No, it's still
Oh,
going.
you're gonna have a moment
yeah.
like I had to where it's like 15 minutes still left, and you're like, did it end?
What
Is it
happened?
over?
The Jim Jones, when he sits down and does like when he's just talking, shooting the shit, he seems like a really good guy. I actually, when I first started seeing Jimmy, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And I kind of did some research and I was like, okay, all right. But he is fucking dull. And then they have Kevin Patrick on there. I hope that's not permanent because Kevin Patrick, you might as well fucking put a sleepies in everybody's fucking drink. Because
well, here comes Will about to have a match there with AJ Styles. And
Well, yeah, to your point, it's Michael Cole's a straight man, but he does have a personality that McAfee can kind of bounce off of. Like he does kind of get his little bit of one-liners in and everything. You have Byron who's boring as shit to where honestly you don't remember he's there. What's that, Will? Sorry.
Oh, I was doing another Kevin Patrick impression. That's SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, that's Irish. What the fuck am I doing?
I just wondered.
Yeah.
Just traveling through the UK with Will. But yeah, you have Byron who you forget about. You have Jimmy who's in MMA. He's the poor man's Mauro Ranallo. And then you have Corey who's actually the only solid commentator outside of McAfee and Cole.
And you know what? Someone who said that Corey's too biased.
CJ.
CJ, and I agree, but I think what's missing is like if you go back through time, and a good example would be Jerry the King Lawler. He was super biased about his favorites and about his things, and he took a lot
about
of
the women.
But yeah, well, that's a different story. But he had this. He had JR to play off of. So when King was like, "Get him," and JR would be like, "Are you kidding me? You can't be like that." You had that where Corey a lot of times is like, oh, you look at Carmella or whatever he's doing from that heel angle. And between Jimmy and Byron, who, again, Byron's robbing the company. He's got to be related to somebody. Maybe he took a buyout. Maybe he's on an NDA.
He's got an NDA.
Yeah, right? Like, why is he sitting there? He just wants to fit. The guy has a front row seat to every fucking wrestling show for the rest of his life. And that's it. Like, it's amazing. So when Corey's trying to be a dick or trying to be like a bad guy, there's nobody to make it work. They just let him die, right?
Yeah, he needs that good counterpoint to go off of.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell I'm looking at his Wikipedia. I don't know why the hell he's and WWE. It's very strange.
It's like they ran out of commentators after freaking Morrow left, and they were like, "Oh, who's left?"
Do you remember when they had Mace on the fucking commentary team?
Yes.
Yes. And then he was so terrible that they had to write him off.
Do you remember what?
Sorry,
yeah.
Do you mean Machi?
What's his name? Admiral Akbar there.
And Mansour.
Mansour?
Yeah.
Mansour.
Mansours.
What is it? Marseille and Mansour or whatever the fuck.
Baby, I've been at sea for too long. I got man sores.
My brother. Yeah, no, man.
Broke that mountain.
Yeah, but going back to Pat McAfee, man. Without Pat McAfee on SmackDown, I think SmackDown would be complete shit.
Oh yeah,
it would be Corey Graves, Michael Cole again, and I don't want to see that at all no more. It's both of them guys. It's like Corey Graves has energy. But at the same time, his energy is like it's a fake energy type crap. It's like this is scripted energy. Pat McAfee, on the other hand, of course he has a script, but if you've seen in that video, Michael Cole's reading the script. Pat McAfee, he ain't looking at the damn script. Oh shit! Like he's a true fan. I don't think Corey is a fan of wrestling at all. At WWE, at least.
Well, I mean, he was a wrestler.
Right, but he was a wrestler. He's cleared to wrestle. He can't wrestle anymore. Who knows? Do he really want to wrestle? We don't know if he really wants to wrestle.
To me, who I think is someone that's underrated that they're missing is Nigel McGuinness.
But he's all right, not really on.
If they could make it work, as a 3-man booth for both shows, I would like to see McAfee, Graves, and Cole.
Yeah, that could work.
Who is Nigel McGuinness? That's the NXT UK commentator, right? Yeah. In the UK. I had to think about his name.
Yeah, he used to be on Black and Gold.
That's what I thought.
I sometimes got sick of Nigel too, though. He was a little too. No offense out there, but he was a little too British sometimes, where it was just very prim and proper. About.
But it's nothing
Morrow was so good. He was a little too insider.
Who?
Yeah,
with Morrow.
Mauro Ranallo was so good in NXT. Like he was.
But see, Mauro, he was great. But at the same time, so you can. My whole thing is now since I had a taste of Pat McAfee, you can hear who's scripted and who's trying too hard to read that script versus somebody who's not really trying to read that script.
Absolutely.
And that's the issue now.
McAfee's 100% authentic.
Well,
So,
we all know for a fact that Pat McAfee isn't asking the audience at home if that's the fiend in the crowd by something that was written down on a piece of paper. We know that for a fucking fact.
The fiend? Yo, I want to know. I want to know if he get any heat for that shit. He had to get some type of heat for that shit.
But he had to take his earpiece out. So there's no way.
What the hell did you just say?
What the fuck?
Bum ass Corbin.
You weren't supposed to say that.
You see, Nick, that whole comment right there, the bum ass Corbin thing. How the hell does a commentator generates fucking interaction from the fans?
Yeah.
Michael Cole has never done that. Corey Graves has never done that. Byron fucking Saxton has never done that.
Of course,
unless they were fighting in the ring.
How many commentators do we get that could still regularly go in the ring? Like I understand Pat's had a few matches here or there, but we still know that if push came to shove, he could honestly kind of still go in the ring.
Yeah, who's in the ring is Byron Saxton can still wrestle.
Did he ever wrestle?
He did wrestle before. And
Is Byron Saxton a human being? Do they just?
I want to see a Byron Saxton. I've never seen a Byron
put him into
Saxton.
a suitcase. Check him
Oh,
out.
was Byron? No, Byron was.
I've never seen
like
a
on
Byron
NXT.
Saxton match.
I think he was on NXT when it was.
Has
a game
anyone
show.
seen Byron Saxton's waist before?
I've
never seen this man from the hips up. That's
David
the only way I've
Otunga.
seen him.
Yeah, see there. Byron Saxton was on the reality NXT.
Yes, I remember the talk.
yeah.
I've never seen him
That was
wrestle.
20
I knew
years
it was
ago.
either him or Otunga. I think Otunga was the one that was
Otunga
in
was there
Nexus.
too.
Otunga's
Otunga
the
was
one that married
Nexus.
Jennifer Hudson or
Yeah.
Hudson.
Oh, and he fucked that up or something.
Yeah.
Rumors.
Right, rumors. Rumors.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, it's just simple stuff like that, man. It's
Yeah.
simple stuff like that.
But you're spot on, and that's what I love about Pat. Like you said, CJ, is just he knows enough about wrestling where, and I honestly, this isn't just for commentators. All the wrestlers need to follow that kind of idea. Do you know who tries to do it? And he's done it with his music, is Jericho. Jericho tries to come up with shit that people are going to repeat. He doesn't always do a good job because
It's in my mind.
right? Bubbly. But Pat came up with that Corbin thing, like boom. And he put the microphone out, and fans loved chanting along. Fans loved singing along. And more people involved in wrestling should have the fans cheering. It's interactive. Get them out of their
shit that he did with the list of
That's what worked
Jericho.
with The Rock.
The
What?
shit that he did with the list of Jericho and the stupid idiot gimmick. The shit that he did with Owens.
Yeah, so I mean, just guys like that, McAfee, Chris Jericho, they can interact with the crowd. But I'm just saying, like a person that isn't an official wrestler, I'm a commentator. How the hell am I able to get the crowd invested into me as a commentator in a potential
Having a personality.
Step one.
personality?
Right.
And giving a shit is step two. That's the problem, I think, when you bring in guys like Jimmy, where it's just a job. And he sounds like a baseball announcer.
Yeah, paycheck to paycheck, guys.
David Otunga.
McAfee does this because
I
he wants
barely
to.
even remember what
Because he
David
needs to.
Otunga would say.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all, pretty much. I don't think David said anything that was really spectacular on commentary at all.
No, I think it was just like, oh no, look out.
No, no.
Look out,
But then again, could that be said though? The same thing with Renee, because she was kind of just
Renee was just the
look out. Imagine that.
Or just like, oh, she's really angry. Like,
so this conversation right here is kind of getting dull. Let me mention this right here. Summerslam weekend. Tyson Fury.
What about it?
What do you guys think about him coming back into the WWE and actually fighting at the castle?
I would give no shits.
but you know, if he fight,
I think he Mike Tyson's. He's a outside security guard.
I don't think he will be. I think they'll
He's
try to put him in there with
special
Drew.
enforcer.
If you're trying to sell that many tickets, which I think it's sold out already, so it doesn't matter. But if you want people entertained, I think he's going to be in the mix. And absolutely.
Drew McIntyre wants to fight Fury at the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought they were already setting up McIntyre versus Reigns at the Castle.
And I
so
want $1 million.
everyone-
That don't mean that shit's gonna happen.
What if
I'm
they
just saying.
do? What if they do Fury versus Gunther?
No, I think you have
Why?
Fury as
I
like
don't
a
know.
Mike Tyson special enforcer to Drew versus Roman. And you have it look like Tyson might side with Roman up until the point to where he, tries to win
Tyson-
it for Drew. And
What
then,
about Tyson
so-
versus Sheamus? Maybe that could work.
I just look at it as this: if I got Tyson Fury, one of the biggest guys that is in
Boxing.
that's in boxing, and he's from the UK, and we're going to be in the UK, why not bring you to my show? I mean, I might as well, because I can generate. I don't need you here for sales. I already got the tickets, but if there's a few a few tickets left, then sure. But
Boss Monster. Sorry, I agree with you.
oh no, I bring his big ass back, or not even have him for the UK. Just bring him back for the Saudi Arabia show again. Do something like that.
Is the WWE doing too much of go out, get the celebrity, go out, get Logan Paul, go out and get Bad Bunny, go out and get Tyson Fury, go out and get Ronda Rousey, bring Brock back? You bring in all these names,
Floyd
but they're
Mayweather,
flashes, Cena.
But think about it: how else can they generate heat if
Develop
AEW has
talent.
They don't need
Yeah.
to draw heat, though. That's the thing, is this is such a rarity for the UK, is that it's already sold out. It's that the fact that it's in the UK is already a draw. They don't give a fuck at this point what's going on.
And that's
It's
why
the
it's the
fact that
biggest
it's in
stage in the
the
world.
So if that's the case, why NXT UK ain't shit to you?
It's small as
Because
shit.
they don't give a fuck about it.
Impact
That's
draws more people.
3 weeks in advance. It's on a fucking channel that no one in the US could ever have.
Oh
And
shit!
it's so badly advertised that even people in the UK don't watch it. There, Mr. Scott Hall with the fucking toothpick.
So Chris says Tyler
There you
Bate
go.
is the new NXT UK champion. I looked it up, and apparently it is true.
Did they
Tyler
just give it to
Bate-
him? Or did he
I
win it
don't
today?
fucking know, but yeah, apparently today, Tyler Bates apparently on his second reign as NXT UK champion.
Wait, he brought Strowman.
Tyson beat Strowman by when they
Oh,
fought.
and
Campbell.
Saudi blood money.
Yeah,
I love Tyler Bate, so that's pretty good.
well,
and
I'm
all
glad
that
it was
You know
someone
that
from
that's now
Mustache
going to lead
Mountain.
to a feud with Trent Seven.
That could be good though. They could have Tyler Bate and Trent Seven
Yeah.
for the UK title. There you go.
That's
Sorry,
gonna
quick
be
But
the
should Ilya be on NXT UK or should he be on NXT 2.0?
Bate.
I don't give a shit.
See, the
Tyler
whole thing
Bate's
is
good
the
wherever.
UK people won't fit. They can't go back to 2.0 because NXT UK is still black and gold or black and red. They still got that whole vibe going on.
Yeah,
So
it's like
until they
black,
switch over
red,
to
and
the
yellow.
2.0 shit, they can't. I don't think it's gonna look shit. That's
Well,
just
yeah,
my
Alba
personal
Fire and Pretty Deadly just came over.
What happened? But what happened though? They changed their whole entire. They changed their looks.
No, they
Alba
did
Fire.
change
She
their
used to be
name,
Kaylee
yeah.
Ray. She changed her
Yeah.
motherfucking look. Actually, a
They
Is
fire.
should've,
that a
bro.
WWE thing or is that a them thing?
Just a quick update. Mia Yim and Deonna Purrazzo are actually burning the fucking building down right now, by the way, in the main
Oh,
event.
that's the main event right now?
Yeah,
That's
and
all
I
it is,
had
man.
no clue.
I recommend everybody, like I've caught most of it because you guys were fucking yabbering. But
Damn.
Love
No,
you too, bud.
yeah, right.
Tell us how
yeah,
you really feel.
right? No, entertaining yabbering. I just gave me a chance to
Yeah.
look away. That wasn't a bad thing.
I just got caught with my pants down.
We're all yabberers twice today. What the fuck? Anyway, Yim and Purrazzo are killing it. Like it's a really good match.
Yeah, I need to try and find that.
Yeah, apparently a spoiler from a future episode of NXT UK. But yeah, Tyler Bates, the new
I'm good with
NXT
that.
UK champion. I am fine with that too. I would love that.
The
At least
thing
it's
is
not
this,
some no-name person that you don't know.
he was crowned champion today, but his reign is 2 days. So I mean, he won
Oh,
yesterday.
Shit.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought
like I said,
Ilya
it's all taped and everything.
So Dragunov vacated it today, and then there's a new champion today. Why
Yeah,
can't we do that for the women's take?
It was vacated
Time
on
for
a
motherfucker.
taping that aired today.
Yes.
And that's the thing, is it's all taped.
Oh yeah, so it could happen 2 weeks from now. with
Right.
Tyler Bate. Yeah.
Yeah, what you're watching now is shit that happened like a month ago.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh, not a month. That's a big reach. That's a big reach.
No,
Yeah, no,
it's
at
taped
least
3
2
weeks in
weeks.
advance.
Wow. Mia Yim with the big W.
The fuck?
Mia
Big
Yim?
W.
Wow.
I think she hurt her knee though.
It's
Spoiler.
me, I am.
I turn Impact on, and the match is finished. Good timing, Louis. Oh wait,
At
we
least
got
you know who
problems.
won.
This is gonna be the last topic, I believe. So Christian Cage.
Is that your hint at like we're going home, motherfucker?
Christian
Yeah, it's
Cage.
like I want to go to bed.
Nasty comment against Jeff Hardy. Christian Cage uttered to Matt Hardy, "You are starting to make your brother
Yes.
look like the sober one."
Oh, I popped so hard when I heard that.
And how's that nasty when it's like the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th time that Jeff's been caught up in some shit?
I'm saying this nasty because it's coming from AEW, a company that doesn't really go that low.
Yeah, well, they want to generate
broke
the
a
heel heat
throne.
to make
That's
Christian
not low,
hated,
but
though.
no, that's not low. We're talking about somebody's personal health and their person. Just some deep shit that's going on in my life.
Yeah, but remember when
in a Sheamus angle to where he got caught faking getting drunk driving and then pissing the man's face and everything. Like, this man openly puts his public shit out there. So
yeah, he agreed to do a program.
Ask yourself like that, you deserve it, honestly.
Yeah, he agreed to do a program where he faked running somebody over, apparently, and drunk behind the wheel, getting in a crash.
I know people are. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was finished.
No. I know people are like, oh, it's too far. Da da da. Keep in mind, they all have a working relationship. Those people have known each other a long fucking time. There is no way Christian Cage walked out there and dropped that, and Matt and Jeff were like, oh my god. Like,
did you believe? Can you believe?
Yeah, my feelings. Can we cancel Christian?
Yeah, they must have like asked in advance. Hey, can we reference this?
That's part of Christian's whole shtick now, is that he's kind of the shoot heel that MJF was.
Yeah, because they need someone like that, and Christian's doing a decent job at it, in my opinion. Because, like I said before, Christian went from being so fucking forgotten to being like essentially a manager to little Tarzan and his dinosaur, to now keeping that pet dinosaur, but also being a sick ass heel while doing it.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But no, I think on one hand with Christian, it is a bit of, he came in with the outwork everybody. And the only people he managed to outwork were Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. But I do think that now we're finally seeing, these are the best promos that I've seen him, whether it was WWE, Impact. These are the best Christian promos that I've seen. And I think it's because he's absolutely allowed to let the rails off. And there's enough ex-WWE guys around there that he can still use kind of that WWE, that callback of,
yeah, it's like, hey, you worked with me before.
He doesn't have to say enough.
Yeah, and I mean, the best storylines in wrestling history, and this is going back to the fucking zombie issue we had earlier, best storylines in wrestling history are the ones that are close to real, that parallel real, that touch on real. MJF, Punk, just in recent memory. Those ones that are hitting nerves where you're like, oh, fuck, he didn't like hearing that one. Those are the best stories in wrestling. So a little bit of this Christian where he's like, the best thing, I'm sorry, the line of the fucking whole week was when he was like, I'm sorry that your whole family's not dead, except your mom. Call me. I was like, bro, call me. It's good. It's good shit. And Turtleneck makes everybody a bad guy.
Wow.
Is it funny?
Yeah, I love it.
Insane.
Where are we at? 56. All right, folks. Look, CJ was like, I'm done arguing with you motherfuckers.
He's probably all tuckered out now.
Tell me to shut the fuck up for like 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, went to almost 3 hours of just arguing.
Yeah,
that's what
not arguing, debating, discussion.
Right.
You're even debating this shit.
We all agree that it's fucking good. It's hard to debate when some shit's just good.
That's it.
It is good.
You roll with the punches.
Hold on, Chris. No, Chris, you're here. Oh my God, Chris, I need you to fucking rewind this whole entire show
Yeah.
Bailey has been in the performance center for several fucking days. This week this week apparently.
No,
PWI
get her the
Insider
fuck out of
reported
there. That's
that.
where she got injured.
So you should be happy, bro. She should be on her way back very shortly. I said, give her a month.
Oh, and
Come on.
Bossmaster.
She may need a month though. She just may
No!
need to get back.
And then we give her 2, and then we give her 3, and then it's 2024, and then we still don't know when the fuck
Yeah,
Bailey's
that ain't
coming back.
Guys, she's gonna come back next week. No, she's gonna come
That
back
ain't got a
for the Rumble.
damn thing to do with me.
I got
Oh,
a
Boss
point.
Monster was KJ White 1, CJ 1, Big Nick 0. How many do I have? 0? Negative
You
1?
got
You're
8,
not even on the
10,
scoreboard,
11.
Will. I'm sorry.
The fuck do I
This
get?
is my
You can have my 0.
response. This is my response to Boss Monster. What the fuck?
Oh, at first I
Where the
thought
hell it
that
came
stand for maximum male models. What the fuck? I would have believed that.
What the fuck? It is maximum male models. What the fuck? Just for the
Yeah.
record, it was 100%. We didn't get to that topic. We'll deal with that next week
We'll
because
deal
we
with
have,
that tomorrow.
Put in
Because
the credit, because I'm
maximum
sure
male
that'll
models-
get brought up when they probably do it. That's when we're getting the tennis collection tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. We're
Yeah.
gonna have a tennis collection. I think they're gonna wear
If
like
you're
tennis shoes or
just in
something.
time for the Aussie Open or the fucking whatever tennis match is going on, that
Imagine they
you
do a
know.
tennis match like in between the
no,
ring.
well,
No,
because Rafael
no.
Nadal
I'm glad
just
they're doing a
withdrew
fashion show.
from whatever big
I don't know.
tennis match is going on right now. But so yeah, fitting with the summer. If you are stupid and have tons of
If
money,
you are
tune
stupid.
in- you can tune in to watch the maximum male model tennis collection.
Well, we'll be here live.
Tomorrow.
And,
Exactly. Tomorrow.
You
and
can hear
anyone
us just lose our minds about that shit.
Anyone
Oh,
else wanna
man.
say my prediction: Bailey comes back next week or SummerSlam. They got to build towards SummerSlam. So,
Oh, so
yeah.
not tomorrow, but next week. So Chris
Maybe next
doesn't
week.
believe it.
Well,
Yeah.
guys.
If not next week, the week after.
Well, guys, there's been enough talk.
It's
It's time.
time.
Time
Anyone
to
else
take the
have
gloves
one?
off.
And listen, y'all get one final thought, like Jerry Springer, before I close this
okay.
motherfucker down. CJ, you clearly are done, so I'll let you go first.
Jesus.
I ain't got nothing. I'm good.
Yes.
We got everything out. I think this has been the best show we put on so far. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been watching us. Make sure you guys go to subscribe. If you guys have not subscribed already, we do this shit literally every goddamn Thursday. Check us out, YouTube Live podcast. We'll be live on Spotify very shortly, probably tomorrow. But hey, come on now.
Yeah, I
We do
need
it
to
all
sleep,
damn
obviously. So
Thank you. Hey.
thank you.
Sleep tomorrow. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, sleep tomorrow. Well, in 2 hours it will be tomorrow. But
Yeah, that's a good point.
Jesus Christ.
Will, do you have anything to finalize this fun talk with?
I definitely agree with CJ. It's been one hell of a goddamn episode, but
I thought you were just gonna pause. I was like, don't end the show like that. I agree with
yeah,
CJ.
no, I'm not going to pause, man.
Hey, I don't get a dog.
But yeah, so Theory can suck, you know what? And
On
that's
my
all I gotta
tongue
say.
and balls.
Okay, no, actually, no, don't touch him. He can go away and go to freaking China, and that's all I gotta say for
Okay.
that.
All right, bye Theory. Nick.
No, I just thank you for letting me recreate, I guess, my Italian family dinner argument discussion of everybody still loves each other at the end of the night when we talk nothing but mad shit for hours. And I guess just if I'm allowed to do this shout out, no free shout out.
Give him a shout out. Give him some love.
Might as well.
All wrestling
Stand
teams.
your ass up. We need to see the whole damn shirt. This shit right here is exclusive to the Wrestling for Life Network. Shout out to
Go
our
check
wrestling
out
teams.
all tees.
Alt
Yeah, all
wrestling
wrestling
tees.
tees. If you go
On
to
Instagram.
redbubble.com. Yeah, on Insta, and if you go to redbubble.com and just search alt wrestling, all one word, their whole catalog comes
Store.
up, and they have the Wrestling for Life special edition, pro wrestlers beat up sports entertainers.
Yeah, I guess that's essentially our first piece of like official merch. So it's you.
Kinda. Yeah. Thank you all.
Kinda,
tees.
yeah. It's Wrestling for Life exclusive. Oh, KJ, your final thoughts there on Jerry Springer.
Well, thank you. Now I'm gonna try and make this quick and sweet. So y'all just because I know
You
it's
don't
really
just-
nice start.
It's like an SK class.
No, I got nothing. I think I had a whole lot of fun. My favorite part about doing this channel with you guys is it literally like just kicking it with the boys, shooting the shit. We're like this all day, folks. I mean, we're just bantering and sending fucking stupid stuff to each other.
This is just what we let
Great way to be. And the best part of this channel, whether you like it or not, it's the fastest growing channel out there that does this. And we're only just beginning. There's so much more to come. There's so much more to do. Like Will said, that was our first t-shirt. So unofficially our first t-shirt. It's technically his. But not all being said,
technically all wrestling.
Right? We do it 7 days a week. We rock and roll. We do not stop. Like, subscribe. Tell everyone you know. If you can prove to me that 10 of your friends are in this chat, we are watching or are being involved, I will give you a t-shirt or we'll find you a t-shirt.
Hey, it might be that t-shirt. Yeah, it might be that shirt.
Boys, this has been a fucking blast. I always enjoy the good rumble. I'm sure there's parts of this that nobody knows what the fuck we were saying. But at the end of the day, we love wrestling and we enjoy bringing the fucking heat. So,
and we love you. So be sure to subscribe and turn on the post notifications. Follow us on Spotify and everywhere else. And yeah, essentially, this has been Let's Rumble.
Oh, I got such a bad visual from that.
Yeah, I know. I regret it immediately.
I
immediately regret it. That's gonna be like held against me the rest of my life.
All right, boys. Until we see you tomorrow, we'll see you on the flip side. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.